Time for a bath, time for bath, time for a bath, and time for bath. Time for a bath, time for bath, time for a bath, and time for bath.
I wish my refund hurry up so I can have a taxitude.
Time for a bath, time for bath, time for a bath, and time for bath.
I'ma be like, let me get 20 on pump 3.
Time for a bath, time for bath, time for a bath, and time for bath.
Matter of fact, make it 25, and yes, I would like to donate to the March of Dives, so ring me up that Coke and candy bar 2 for $2.22 deal where $1 goes to March 2. Oh, and ring these Skittles up for my kid too. And when the cashier tells me to have a nice day, I'm gonna be like, no ma'am, you have a blessed day, sugar.
Time for a bath, time for bath, time for a bath, and time for bath.
Pull down my shades like Kim Kardashian, smile like Gabrielle Union.
Time for a bath, time for bath, time for a bath, and time for bath.
Flip my bundles like Nicki Minaj and queen out the door like Beyonce.
Time for a bath, time for bath, time for a bath, and time for bath.
Goofy face, goofy face, goofy face, heart, 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 muscle, muscle, muscle.
Time for a bath, time for bath, time for a bath, and time for bath.
Sassy black girl, sassy black girl, sassy black girl, kiss, kiss, kiss. Hashtag so what, hashtag I ain't shame, hashtag my money, hashtag call me taxitude honey.
Live from the Injured on the Go Just Call Mo studio. It's a blast! It's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
Hello. This is your Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan program. We hope that you will find our presentation precise, joke heavy, and just right. Thanks.
Welcome to the Friday free show of A Mediocre Time.
Hey, it is another A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
On the couch, you know him, you love him.
Local comedian Ross McCoy.
Yeah, I'm just going to see if you're going to take it.
Ask me about Kirkland Lager.
Yeah, he loves a Kirkland Lager.
God, it's so good.
Have you had a Kirkland Lager yet?
I have not.
Very, very good. Do you know that Target is now carrying Coors Banquet?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a decent beer.
It is a decent. I'm a Coors guy, and
I had a friend in high school whose parents stocked the fridge with that, and we would drink a Coors Banquet beer every once in a while.
It's not a bad beer.
Speaking of beverages, it's the summer of sips at Jeff's Bagel Run.
Yes, it is.
We'll be announcing all the different flavors they have coming up, but when you go to Jeff's...
That was like a Tony Hawk 960. That was awesome.
Yeah, that's what he does, man. This guy's promotional sleeves, he just blew them off sideways.
When you go to Jeff's Bagel Run, use hashtag TDBagel, and we'll send it to them, and we appreciate that. And you also could receive a prize, because we give away a prize to everybody who uses that randomly every month.
Wait, we give away a prize to everybody, or
no,
we just guarantee
randomly
everybody?
One person, just one person.
You're really confusing me.
I think I forgot. Anyway, hashtag.
Hey, if you get the app, here I will tell you that Jeff is smarter than us. And what Jeff does is, if you download the app and it's your first time downloading the app, he will give you a free bagel. That is guaranteed.
What?
Yeah, so it's worth just doing that. Yeah. And there was a blogger online that I just recently saw. She has the best idea of anybody that's ever used Jeff's Bagel Run, and I love Jeff's. She says, like, no matter what it is, when you go in there, just say, what's hot, and just get that. She's right. You're not going to get a bad bagel. Oh. It's not going to be bad.
It's really, really good.
Just ask. You know, like there was one, they had a cheddar chili crisp bagel.
No,
God,
the spreads are the best.
It's just so good. Anyway, Jeff's Bagel Run. Use the app. Get a free bagel.
Jeff should steal that idea from Krispy Kreme and put a light in the window when stuff's coming out of the window. No, for real, because Krispy Kreme, like real addicts, will drive by if the light isn't on. If the light is on, they're like, "Oh yeah, they're fresh. I'll go."
That's what killed my dad. Honestly, is the like the light in the window.
They started giving that little baggie of salt with his donuts, and that was it.
Also, the Science Center, they got Science Night Live coming up May 31st. It's all a superhero night, so it's your chance to go and have some drinks, some cocktails at the Science Center. It's adults only.
Take your significant other to the Science Center and be a hero for not taking her to some dump, and him or her, or they. And then be a hero in the bedroom.
Or them.
Bring
your tryout,
Or hey, you guys. Or hey, you guys.
The whole crew.
I learned last week, completely acceptable.
Put your poly group on a bus and come out.
So,
by the way, saying Science Center and superhero, you were so close to summoning Silverfish Man. Like you were you were like
we got a
right
Silverfish
there.
story today.
What? I put it on the list. What you and I were talking about.
I've been talking about nothing else, but
Ross and I have we got a horribly weird text chain.
So we started an hour late today because Tommy.
Sorry, the light was on at the fucking bagel place. What am I supposed to do?
Jeff was flashing it.
So Tommy, I say graduated. But you're not allowed to say that anymore.
No,
we have to say completed fifth grade.
No,
they just like
don't use graduated. Valor, right? Like,
graduated from the master suite to the mother-in-law Snook, right? Like, didn't he?
We have gotten a little crazy with every
Can't say shit anymore.
Kids walk one step. They're like, you have graduated walking. Congratulations.
Well, they consider it a completion, not a graduation.
Yes.
Probably because graduation.
That doesn't sound grosser.
So
congratulations on your full completion.
And
push it out.
It sounds like they successfully took a shit.
I went to go watch him this morning.
You gotta
the ceremony
do it. Gotta do it.
And
you went to watch your son complete.
Complete.
Gross.
And which I feel like dads, and I text my mom to see. I'm like, first, I don't even remember having a completion.
You didn't complete. You didn't complete. I'm sorry.
But I must
get a chocolate milk. You called it a day.
I think I just don't remember it. But I texted my mom. I was like, did my dad go to my fifth grade
to
graduation?
Completion day?
No way he did. Right? He didn't take a day off for it.
Completion day.
But
I do have a photo of me. I'm wearing white pants, a brown braided belt, and a pink Madras shirt because that was the style, and it was completion day or whatever, and I do remember it, and it wasn't so much a graduation as it was, here's your certificate, you're going on to the next grade. It was more of a here you go and less of a great job, you know. Like
here you go to middle school.
Yes.
I think it's all. But Daniel is
old
enough.
Old man.
He left elementary school in sixth grade.
Yeah.
Before they changed it.
There's probably an app for your diploma now.
Yeah, they sent us to war at 14. No, but seriously, like we went after sixth grade. You went to like a seventh grade center, which was like 7th and 8th, and then you'd go to high school, which was 9, 10, 11, 12. And Southwest, or Southwestern, I may be getting that wrong because the memory is fuzzy, became DeLand Middle, which is where I eventually went.
Oh, it was called originally Southwest? That was my first high school I went to.
Yeah, Southwest. Yeah.
Teachers started just teaching in Spanish, and then I raised my hand. I was like, I don't understand. They're like, oh, shit. There's like a fucking one gringo screwed it up for all of us.
Yeah.
Anyway, so...
I'm glad to see you dressed up. Why didn't you pull out the purple suit for such a wonderful occasion with your son?
A couple things. So Crystal this year volunteered for the party planning committee, kind of like the
Michael Scott. Yeah. I was watching that episode yesterday.
Yeah. So,
did you know a big novelty check, $250, and then you don't have as much money left over to give to rabies?
Just cut Angela out immediately. It's a much better party.
I start giving out. I'm like, free college tuition to everybody. I'll be rich by then. Yeah. Anyway, so Crystal volunteered for the graduation party planning, a month ago or whatever. And so the past couple days has been super busy in the Van household, and I had to go to school last night and help her bring in a bunch of boxes. So, she wanted to give.
This is the complete what grade?
5th grade.
Yeah.
Are
you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, I know you're going to have a strong opinion. I mean, I was waiting for your strong opinion.
They do a week of parties. Yeah. Like they had a pizza party last week, next week's party. Like it's all parties.
It's crazy. It's like it's not even for
kids have never had it better.
It's for no grade of merit. Like 5th. To me, was never again. I'm a 6th grade. You go to get the 6th, you go to war.
I'm like, this doesn't even matter if you pass it or not. It doesn't. You know what? It's
You know what?
We used to take naps when I was in kindergarten.
You do bring up a good point. That's like you could skip You could be captive until you could be held captive until 7th grade, start and be okay. A lot of trauma, but you'd be okay. Ton of trauma, but you'd be they'd catch you up.
So, Crystal decided in the party planning committee, her and all the other moms, that they were going to
Kevin's on it. He's no good.
That they were going to give out a gift bag to all the 5th graders, and
hey,
it's funny. Hold on a second. So it's like, by the way, I'm not involved in this at all, right? I told Crystal, I was like, I'll help you lift or whatever, but she's got to, she likes control. Anyway,
if it's good enough for some lady who fucked a Yankee, it's good enough for these kids, right?
So then,
control.
So then, all of a sudden, yesterday, or no, this is Wednesday night. She's like, get home early. I need help stuffing these gift bags.
I heard this conversation.
Yeah, and I'm like, what? And then she's like, I got all this stuff. We're gonna stuff these gift bags. Then the other moms from the party planning committee are coming over. They're gonna help too. And I'm like, oh God. And then
why don't you just get a whole bunch of BDMs to meet you in Hourglass?
What? That's well, it's too late because she told me last minute.
Yeah, they'll come out late. Why
don't you get your nutty mailman to show up? He'll yell at you.
He'll show up.
Cuckoo Bananas mailman shows up yelling at you.
I was going to wait outside to go for the mail. I'm like, we're doing it again inside. Anyway, so
I went to the other location. Fuck you.
So you get really to the bottom of the list and you call him pedophile Chris for this. Shit.
So
he's a good stuffer.
So Crystal makes these little keychains with the class picture and everyone.
Oh
and
my
then,
God! What
a custom cookie?
Like the improv does?
Yeah.
Hey, you want to buy this?
Yeah.
And then
they all get a little shot glass too.
And then
home of hilarity.
And then I'm opening up a box. I'm like, what the hell is this? And she's like, oh yeah, we have to put a Raising Cane's lip gloss in every single bag.
Oh, is it chicken finger flavored? Chicken finger flavored lip gloss.
And then a Raising Cane's hand sanitizer.
That's left over from COVID. Don't put that in there.
And then I was like, God damn. And then
all the kids are putting on like buffalo sauce lip gloss and their lips are burning and they're crying.
But as I'm putting a Raising Cane lip gloss in every single 150 bags, I'm bitching in my head about it. And I'm like, wait a minute, this is what I do to the videos. And then I'm like, and then I laughed. I was like, I like getting mad at things that I do to other people.
Did it make it better?
Yeah.
It should have made it just a little bit better, where you're like, okay, I can do this now.
I was like, this is like Diddy getting sexually assaulted in prison and being mad about it. He's like, what the fuck? This guy's a monster.
He's like, what the hell is this?
Anyway, so I'm there.
No, this lip gloss, was this like, oftentimes like stuff gets put in this gift bag based on like a joke throughout the year. Was it that, or they just literally stumbled across a case of Raising Cane's lip gloss?
No, they donated to the school, and then they gave
that's a good sign.
A bunch of
sponsored by Chicken Fingers.
Okay,
that's a great sign.
No offense to whoever donated, because I believe, and the corporate line would be, your heart is in the right place.
Sure.
But I believe that lip gloss and hand sanitizer is more than likely left over from a 2021-2022 scenario. You ordered too much, and then
it's a promotion item. Like, we'll donate money.
Truly, you used to give us lip gloss, and I'd be like, "What the fuck is this? How about give us some weed?"
Yeah. So anyway, then as the moms are there, I look over and I'm like, "Oh shit! I forgot to put a towel over or hide the goddamn Louis Armstrong animatronic doll."
Well, I thought you put it away.
Well, they usually do when people come over, but Crystal's
why
frazzled.
Is it so predominantly displayed? It's not. It's a hunk of shit. Like, it's not like it's not a showpiece. No offense.
So then I'm sitting there. There's like a bunch of moms. We're all stuffing bags, and then I'm looking at the Crystal.
No, did she hear my hunk of shit?
Talking about
it's the hunk of shit comment.
Should I not talk about the Louis Armstrong?
What?
I'm doing the show.
I didn't mean to call it a piece of shit.
I got the kids in the car. What are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm doing the show.
What are you doing? I got the kids in the car. Hey.
I didn't know. Okay, bye.
I mean, I was just doing it for 20 years.
I got the boys in the car. What are you doing? They're working?
I was just telling the story about.
It's Friday. I forgot it is. It's Friday. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
yes.
No, I was just telling the
What,
story
you got
how
a lot of shit going on or something?
we forgot to hide the Louis Armstrong doll while the moms.
No, I do not hide my
racism.
Louis Armstrong. I'm not gonna hide that.
Yeah, but
I'm ashamed of it. There's nothing wrong with it.
There's everything wrong with it.
Then you are a wimp.
You're a wimp. She's calling you a pussy.
No. But we didn't explain to the moms why we have that.
I'll tell you who would rock it. I'll tell you who would rock it. Ted Nugent would put it out on his.
No, I know, but it looks weird to have that.
I'm sure they've all seen Crystal's swastika tattoo, so it's all they know.
There's a whole series of these animatronics, and Frank Sinatra is one of them. There's a lot of other people.
Yeah, we had a Bing Crosby. I've been through this.
Animatronic. So,
but this one, yours looks like a rebel that would kill a South African white farmer.
All right, babe.
Oh my God.
That's in the news. That's poignant. That's in the news.
Yeah. The president said that.
Yeah. Thank you, Ross.
Anyway, so
that
I'm
went
sure
horribly.
The other moms,
that went horribly.
Their moms are they're going back to their husband like they had a wall of African American art and then a weird Louis Armstrong animatronic doll.
Their whole house is covered in black dolls.
Anyway, so we did that, and then.
With the other moms, well, you know what I mean.
I thought about explaining it, but it never came up.
I'm not gonna. I don't want you to.
I thought explaining it would, be worse.
When you're explaining, you're losing. People say.
Yeah. And I don't, excuse me, if I could just have a moment. I would like to explain the black doll in the corner.
Well, it's gonna be like my wife got this because it's sentimental because her granddad had it, but he didn't have it for that.
What if you just pick it up and run away real fast and run out fast?
Well, then I thought that.
Okay, what if you come in blackface and slide next to it and then slide it out the other side?
So anyway, finished doing that, and then we had to deliver all the stuff to the school last night. So last night we're doing that.
Don't tell me the Satchmo doll fell in on one of the gift bags.
Oh my God.
No.
Put it in the front seat of the car.
So these past 2 days have made me realize that I don't know Tommy that well. Like I don't know much about what he.
I don't understand what you mean.
Social life in school.
You spend a lot of time with your son.
No, I don't. Yeah.
Right.
You should know everything. I feel like I'm so disconnected from my daughter because I don't spend a lot of time with her.
Yeah.
School is a black hole for your kids because you don't get to go there. You don't see, and they're there 8-10 hours a day sometimes.
Yes, and I don't pick them up. And Crystal gets all the stories right when she picks them up.
The dump. We call that the dump.
Because they want to talk about it. And by the time I get home after they've been home for half an hour, they don't, so I try to talk to them. I'm like, hey, what's going on there? Like,
no, I think they don't
You're
care.
always playing with your Satchmo doll.
Because I always picked them up and I always was like, how's school today? And it was like, God.
They never tell me anything.
I read this article, and look, I take these with a grain of salt, but there was some child psychiatrist saying that, hey, when you're picking up your kids from school, go with something more specific than how was your day. So I was like, okay, I can so I've just been trying to do that. So I try to pick out something. So I'm like, if it's special, I'll be like, oh, so how was music today? Because it shows her that I knew that her special was Wednesday. Yeah, I don't know, man.
So we're there yesterday, and they're doing like some chorus, final chorus of the year.
I love that.
Which
Maxie's still doing it, right?
No, he quit. All
right. That'll get him.
Which, by the way, I don't think I talked about that, but he's like, I don't want to go to chorus anymore. I'm like, listen, if you don't want to go, then you have to go and tell the teacher yourself that you are not going anymore because you can't just
sing
leave.
it to her.
You goddamn pro over here. That is, I would like to quit chorus.
Because in my mind, that was an impossible task, and then he would never
be too ashamed.
Yeah, you never
tell your impossible task.
Me and Tommy.
Only thing is you, man.
Yeah. And then
I'm sure this kid had no fucking problem.
I bet he moonwalked in there to do it.
Yeah. After he came home from school that day,
breakdance did. He did a breakdance. He did a spin move. He's like, I don't want to be here anymore, motherfucker.
Yeah, the next day, he's like, I told my course teacher that I'm not coming anymore. He said, that's fine. Like, God damn it. So anyway,
hand him the phone when Spectrum calls. Like, no, thank you.
Everybody's walking out, and then me and Tommy are like, I loaded up all the boxes because we're setting up for the next day graduation, which was today. And
Drunky the Bear, known for setting up boxes. This guy, you need some boxes set up.
Crystal and the other moms are in charge. Yeah. I'm the donkey.
I saw them at the post-time lounge.
I'll say this and I'll say it again, and I'm not going to go too far for the sake of you. I think hanging out with the other moms is pretty fun, if you know what what I mean.
It could be if you had the right attitude.
Oh, I chirp them up. I chirp them all up.
No, I don't talk at all.
Every single one of them, I charm them up.
Dude, a baby shower? I crush a baby shower.
Yeah.
100% of the time.
You charm them up, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I make and then they love
quiet.
me, and then they chirp, and then I become the one they love, and then they start shit talking their husbands, and I become the guy.
Yeah. So you're like the woman. I just sit back.
I guess.
I'm
a woman that gets tons of blowjobs.
They don't get any blowjobs from the other.
Not from them. I'm saying from my wife. It's my wife likes that the other ladies like me.
Does she?
Yes, it's not. They like it is a badge of honor. They're like, oh, Dan, how's Dan doing? Oh, they like me.
You may not believe this, Tom, but women appreciate men who aren't repulsive to other women.
Well, that's what I thought Dan was. Anyway,
only in looks.
So
only in looks.
Develop other methods and means.
So some kids,
she's in there. She confirmed it. Yeah.
So me and Tommy are standing there, and again, like I talk to Tommy all the time. And
that's your bro.
I take him to school every single morning.
That's your mirror.
Most of the time in silence, though. And then I try to every night we try to have some dad talks. Although,
give me the latest dad talk.
Mostly about science and how the world's evolved from molten lava.
Asking questions, or is he?
No, just listens to me.
Are you just kind of guiding the talk?
He's just trying to kill time and stay up as late as possible. But anyway,
he's learning to go inside his own mind to develop worlds. Is what's happening there.
Yeah, he just wants to stay up late.
Imagine all the dumb questions you'd have to ask about the things you think your dad likes just to stay up late.
Tell me about the molten earth, Daddy. So some kids start coming out, and then one kid looks over at Tommy. He's like, "Oh, the Ranch King's here!" Right?
The Ranch King.
And then I'm like, "The Ranch King," and then some other kids like, "Oh, Ranch King, hey!" And then Tommy's like, "Hey." And then I'm like, the Ranch King. They call you the Ranch King? He's like, yeah, they call me the Ranch King. And then
that's not bad.
So then I talked to him.
It's because he's super into Yellowstone, right?
He's the most conservative student at this.
Because
he likes cowboy hats and titties.
He loves Kevin Costner, dude.
This kid, that's my son. This kid is like, that's not fair. That is not fair.
I've talked about remember that all the kids know that Tommy likes ranch, which he doesn't even like ranch dressing that much. He just got
but maybe his that much is 100%.
I don't know
because he doesn't.
He doesn't stop the kids from the other kids are just like, oh, Tommy loves ranch. Like, I'll be cleaning out his lunchbox and there'll be baggies of ranch that other kids have brought him as gifts to the Ranch King.
To the Ranch King.
Offerings to the Ranch King.
Sure.
Yeah. Someone brought him a full bottle of ranch.
We've heard a little bit about the ranch. No, but this has escalated. No, you need to catch the listeners up. Before,
signing his yearbook,
they called him like Ranch Boy or something. But then that was months ago, dude.
No, I know. I didn't even know he was the Ranch King now.
He went on a heroic ranch journey and
apparently, and it's gotten worse. Like, how are you oblivious? Everyone's calling him that.
Tommy never told me.
What was the inaugurating incident? How did this become? What started this?
He doesn't even know, Ross. That's what's the most frustrating about this. I was like, how do you even? He's like, I don't know. He's like, one day I told one kid at lunch that I liked ranch, even though, even at home,
shit spreads fast in elementary.
I don't even know. He doesn't even know how it started. It evolved to that at the end of the year, everyone's calling him the Ranch King.
He's vegetarian, right?
No, he eats meat.
Okay.
Yeah. Max is the vegetarian. So, and then I find out from Max, because I tell Max, I was like, did they call Tommy the Ranch King? Because Max is a safety patrol. He's like, oh, yeah, because he's hanging out with fifth graders now, because the fourth grade safety patrol learns from the fifth grade.
Oh,
sure.
right.
So
gotta get trained up.
They're
also, we have an older brother that happens. That happened with my kids.
And then, so when Max was telling me, he's like, oh, yeah, the other fifth graders and safety patrol are like, oh, you're the Ranch King's little brother.
Yeah, the Ranch Prince.
Ranch Prince is a badass name.
And they're like, oh, yeah, the other day, all the kids in the class, we had a pizza party, and they had 2 pieces of pizza, and they weren't hungry for the second one. They started giving it to the Ranch King, and he had 10 pieces of pizza in front of him. And it's like, what?
Give it to the Ranch King. He's the king.
And then I'm like, why? And then I asked Tommy about it that night, and I'm like, did this happen? And he's like, oh, yeah, it happened. And I'm like, why did you tell us? Tell me about what happened to you. Nothing. Never said, he doesn't, he just never talks about it.
I think it's a case of, how, I don't know, well, as a comic, sometimes somebody will be like, oh, that's funny, you should tell that on stage. And then you're like, well, but I would have to explain that where we went to school and that our teacher had a red chair and like there's too much backstory to even explain. Because if he came home and he started telling you like, yeah, all the kids gave me, you'd be like, why? And then they'd be like, what they call me the ranch king? Why? Like there's too much to even get into.
I'm kind of with him. It's too far gone to go through the backstory. I think I understand what he's saying.
But I felt like I didn't know my own son because I didn't know no idea this is going on.
Would you have appreciated? Because it's kind of weird.
Because he acts like he doesn't have any friends, or he's just a quiet kid in class. And he just keeps to himself and whatever. I'm like, they're chanting the Ranch King today after graduation. They're like, oh, is Tommy staying? I'm like, yeah, because most some kids leave their parents take the kids out of school,
right,
and they're like, oh no, he's gonna stay till the end of today. It's a short day or whatever. And they're like, oh, Ranch King. I'm like, what the?
That's fantastic, dude.
It's ridiculous.
He has to stay in case any kids haven't gotten their ranch to him.
But he didn't even like it that much.
That's gotta make you feel good though that he's like, I mean, look at all these friends he's got. Look at all these people he's tricked into thinking he likes ranch.
Yeah. None of them going to his new middle school. She's mad about. But anyway, so
cut to this summer, you're cleaning out his closet, and just on a hanger, you find this weird costume with a crown on top of it.
And
R on the chest.
And nothing makes a king more mad than when you take away his constituency.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh yeah.
But he doesn't even like it that much. Yeah. He never even asks. He's not like he eats dinner and he's like, I can't eat any of this without some ranch. He's like, I barely even see him eating ranch. Anyway. So
I love it.
But this is part of his journey. He's risen to the level of Ranch King, but now he has to start over. And when he rises to Ranch King again, he'll be even more powerful.
In middle school.
Yeah, I kind of think that.
So I have something special for Ross today.
Ladies and gentlemen, graduating class of 2033, I present to you your valedictorian, the Ranch King.
There are worse nicknames. I'd also like to point that out.
Oh, speaking of not knowing,
like Shit Cloud, which is Paul from the West End's nickname.
Who my son is.
People bring him a little baggies of shit. It's horrible.
I'm sitting there during the ceremony. They bring in the different classes at a time, right? And of course they give a prize to the valedictorian of the class or the kid. They've been doing that for years. Yeah. But now
the valedictorian of 5th grade.
Yeah. No, even of that just of that class.
Like
each class gets their own, which
is very singled out now.
Interesting.
And then they do go above and beyond and give out another 35 different awards. And then one of them,
the dumb kid's got to feel good.
Everybody gets one.
It does seem like that a little bit of that.
So they started with straight A's in the 4th quarter, just in the 4th quarter, like the last quarter of school, right? So then I have my video camera out, like I'm videotaping everything because Crystal's like, make sure you get everything. So that's what dads do. They just the video man.
Yeah, the video never to be watched again.
Yeah.
It's just
And so
you know what I feel like watching tonight? Let's make some popcorn and sit down and watch 5th grade graduation.
Yeah. So then they are like, okay, now we're giving out the 4th quarter straight A's award certificates. And then literally I turn off my video camera. I'm like, and then my mom's sitting next to me. I'm like, Tommy's not getting this one because like he usually gets A's and B's. Like never straight A's, right? So then I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden they're like, Thomas Van? I'm like, oh, shit.
Let's start from the end this time and go backwards.
And then I'm like, oh, guys. So then I pick up my camera and they start filming it. And I'm like, oh, shit. And then I'm like,
awesome,
how little do I know about my son? Where I literally turn to my mom. I'm like, he's never getting this.
Fucking Ranch King is killing it. Is straight killing it.
Yeah.
By the way, you walking into the gymnasium or wherever this happened, you 100% were handed a little pamphlet.
You could have looked.
That detailed every name of everybody who's going to win every award, and you could have seen this well in advance if you gave one fuck.
I don't think there was a pamphlet. I don't, and plus I went in with Crystal early.
So there was no pamphlet.
100% there was.
Normally there is a piece of folded photocopy paper there.
Crystal, if you're listening and you have like 6 of them in the car, bring one by the studio.
Well, that's fucking great, dude.
I also
it was, by the way, sponsored by that fucking.
Maybe the less you know, the better he does.
He just doesn't tell anybody anything.
No, I know,
He's
but
like
you said all the times that you knew he hadn't done it. You said this time that you did know that he did it. Just maybe take your hands off the wheel a little bit.
I even asked him, I was like, you didn't tell us that you were thinking like you were going to get straight A's this last quarter. He's like, I had no idea. I'm sorry, goddamn, my son.
Fantastic.
Well,
that's awesome, though.
We got vintage paper to print like these giant banners that all the parents took the pictures with their kids, like on the fence, whatever. And I made sure to like I was talking to other parents like, I printed those banners.
You gotta get the recognition. Wow. You didn't put like a little Tom Van or TV on the bottom.
I wanted to. Crystal didn't want to. She's like,
put Tom and Dan on the back. Or just you. I would accept that. You don't even have to put me on there.
Thumbs up. Anyway, so this I got something special for Ross today. Because I realize, and we all know.
I hope it's chicken finger flavored.
I had some extra chapsticks. We have all experienced confrontation of the week.
I had so many questions though. Like kids, you can't even bring a peanut to school, but you can bring a bag of fucking ranch now. Like, oh my god!
Right, like you can bring every spice in the world, but can't bring a peanut.
It's crazy. All right,
we had saffron.
That doesn't happen in all schools because the Crystal had peanut buttered flavored cookies. Some of them, they're like mixed without. And I'm like, I thought the peanut thing was a thing. And they're like, no, not in this school. So I was like, I think you always hear the whole peanut thing. And I'm like, I think that's
it's
exaggerated in different schools. Like some schools don't give a fuck.
It turns out maybe it was bullshit. Absolutely some kids do.
It makes as much sense as Seminole County to Orange County as me. They're all different, and it's just like, you don't know? Well, then call. You better call.
The richer you are, the more you care about peanuts. Whatever weird. Like a peanut farmer was something insult.
Like my dad, if my dad gets stung by a wasp, he like turns into the Michelin Man immediately. Yeah. So he's got like either the little pen with him or he's taking his life in his hands. Right. You can't control wasps.
No, you can't.
So we've all heard confrontation of the week, and I had two specific instances happen to me in the past 2 weeks.
What?
That and the exact opposite of how Ross would have acted in these scenarios.
Oh, I'm still proud of you for a second.
And I contacted Jackal, and I appreciate he, in short notice, he
put a rush on this.
So now I present to you, Ross, non-confrontation of the week.
My name is Tom. Yes, it's Tom. If you want to argue or fight, I want to flee. I'll give you whatever you want, just don't yell at me. This is Thomas's non-confrontation of the week.
Non-confrontation of the week brought to you by Tots with Ross, the Orlando talk show with Ross McCoy. If you want to listen to a podcast, or Ross, where are you going to be at this weekend?
You know what? Me and Larry got a What Do You Want From Us at the Bull and Bush. It'll be my last show.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, it'll be Saturday. What is that? The 24th? It'll be my last show at the Bull and Bush. So come out and let's burn that place down, partying.
Yeah, go
Not
there
literally,
and
partying.
literally blow the roof off of it, man. And that's going to be a good show.
Oh yeah, it's a good show.
Who's the lineup on that?
We got Preston Kavanagh, we got Amy LaCour, and we got Caleb Davis.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Big Amy fan.
First, non-confrontation. I like to, I don't really like to, but I do run every Wednesday and Saturday mornings. That is usually my schedule or whatever. Yep. And I'm not sure if this is a Wednesday or Saturday, but I'm running around the block, super boring. And
how many times do you run?
No,
or do you have like a loop you do?
Yeah, different loops. Sometimes I run to Tommy's middle school. Sometimes I run down Kewanee Trail. Yeah. You see the Danger Rays walking their dog.
Oh, do you say hi to them? Or do
yeah, stop and talk to them.
See, that's the difference. If I see anybody I know and I'm doing anything, I turn my head so they can't see me, and I try to just hightail it away from them.
A lot of dog walkers in the morning. Like that seems like a ritual for a lot of people.
When I go out for a walk and I see my neighbors walking the dogs, I always say hi to my neighbors, and then I always say hi to their dog.
I do too.
Yeah.
Speaking of dogs,
I do that as well.
So I don't do the hey on your left type of thing. I do that when I'm biking.
But you don't like to do it when you're biking, I bet.
No, but
you'd rather them just hear you and move, and then when they step, me too.
Well, because
I don't like doing it either. I'll be honest with you.
But on a bike, I feel like it's necessary because I'm actually moving.
What about
fast.
a bell? Like if I'm riding, because I have bells on my bike, and if I'm riding and I ding my bell, do you find that passive aggressive, or is that okay?
The new thing, because I live kind of downtownish and I walk pretty much every day now. The new thing is I hear a bell and then there's a scooter just like coming by me at 30 miles an hour on the sidewalk. Like, they are as fast as the fucking bell noise.
They're so fast. Yeah, they're faster than the speed of bell.
So I see a gentleman walking his dog in front of me, right? And so usually
you can tell he's wearing a top hat. He's got a cane. He's smoking a cigar. He's a gentleman.
And
he says, "Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa!"
Dog's got a diamond collar on. That's a gentleman.
And I'm running on the sidewalk, and I'm old man jogging slow, right? But usually I just I run in the grass around the person. I don't bother to say like, "Oh, I'm on your left," like so they move out of the way. I just like I'm gonna run in the damn.
What about
grass.
like, excuse me?
No, I run around them.
Absolutely, take it upon yourself. Don't put it on anybody else. For sure.
So the person's walking his dog, and I'm jogging, and I'm getting closer and closer, and then so I don't say anything, and I just go to the right.
Headphones or no headphones?
I listen to punk rock usually when I run. So I go to the right on the grass, and I must have startled the dog, like running up behind, and the dog bites me in the ass.
What? Yeah! What?
Like
the dog bites you in the ass?
Yeah, so I ran like probably 2 feet to the right of him, and all of a sudden the dog's like, "Argh!" And then bites my ass, and I'm like, "Whoo!" And then and so that's all the sound I make, and I just keep running. I never even acknowledge it. And then the person was like, "Oh
my God!"
The person said something, but I'm like listening to punk rock.
You asked my dog's mouth,
and
you motherfucker.
And then I just keep running.
I'm videoing you.
And
are you Forrest Gump?
Because I said to myself, I was like, should I? Like
you should turn around and go back and tell the lady your dog bit you.
Yeah. It was a dude, but he saw that the dog bit my ass.
How big a dog?
It was like a big dog, like some sort of German Shepherd. Yeah, it hurt.
You got a bite mark on your ass?
It no, it didn't break the skin.
No puncture.
It did the tiny teeth, like I startled it.
Oh, you got nipped by a dog.
Yeah. It didn't like.
Yeah, but he wears like really tiny tight underpants. That probably hurt.
Yeah. But I just kept running, and then I thought to myself the whole day. I was like, I wonder that guy's telling his wife like I was walking Rex today, and he bit some runner in the ass, and the guy never even said it.
He didn't even know.
He must have a numb ass or something.
Yeah.
He just literally kept running, never even acknowledged it.
I have that problem, like on this right side where I was cut. If a dog bit me on my right thigh, I wouldn't feel it. There's no way I'd fucking feel it.
So
there's a new movie with Jack Quaid from The Boys where he can't feel pain and thus is like a superhero or whatever. I bet he thought you had that.
That is like there's a disorder that some like humans have where
it's very rare, but like a nerve disorder.
Yeah. Something happened, some infection.
Answer the iron.
They end up like walking into like a lava pit. So and they're like, wow, I guess this is it. Bye.
The second non-confrontation happened this past Monday, and Monday.
Let's also reevaluate what have happened here if somebody else were involved.
I was about to say, like, what do you think I would have done if I got bit by a dog running by?
Because I definitely would have stopped immediately, pulled my earbuds out, and been like, "Control your fucking dog! Dude. What the fuck is wrong with you?"
You're like, "Hey, if your dog bites people, you shouldn't be walking it anywhere around anybody."
That is not with that fucking monster inside. What are you doing? I already yelled at some kids for doing Dorito donuts down here. You can listen to that on an ACT. With this new beard, this hat, and the way that I look like a Vietnam vet.
Carrying a cane?
No cane, but they respected the shit out of me. They were like, "Yes, sir."
So, I figured Ross would have said, like, "Hey, control your dog."
No, I would have bit the fucking dog.
I like that. I remember owners that do that. They're like, so my dog bit me, so I fucking bit him.
So the next non-confrontation happened on Monday. So I swim every Monday, right? That's been my routine. So I go to the Baldwin Park swimming pool. They have some lanes there, some swimming lanes. I usually get there.
Fucking dogs in the pool.
I've been waiting. Rod's been waiting for you.
And so I change. Daniel see me do it every Monday. I change into my.
Daniel watches you change.
I do. I go to the bathroom. I'm like, change for me. And then I'm like, oil yourself up. You're dry. You're too dry. More oil.
I put on the stereotypical
your green jammers, green and black jammers,
swim jammers, which I don't like, by the way. It's embarrassing because
it looks really gay.
I'm like, who do I think I am?
But you know what? You can see his full pecker in him.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
You can see the bell.
You can see
There's no way around
You
it.
can see how smooth he is.
I thought about putting a napkin in there.
Don't put a napkin.
Putting it all soggy.
Yeah, then you have to pull it out of the end.
You're leaving like a little trail of paper behind you as you swim.
Anyway, so
Imagine a dog bite you in the napkin.
I get to the Baldwin Park pool and I'm walking up. Usually I'm not paying attention to anything around me. And I get up to, you have like a little key card that beeps you in to the pool because you can't get in if you're not a resident.
Did you?
Yeah. Well, you should. I mean, I'm like, truthfully, I am loaning you mine. You have no business being in there.
Well, I'm a business owner here.
No, businesses don't get key codes.
I think if I went to
No, you better go and ask. That's not true. It's for residents only.
But it's friends and family of residents as well. I checked on the bylaws.
Yeah, you checked on the bylaws. That's a bold-faced lie. You don't even know what a bylaw
My sister-in-law lives here now, so that's even better.
But she didn't give you the key.
Get 2 people to steal it from.
She didn't give you the key, but then I guess I have to call you in. I'm going to have to call you in.
So anyway.
While you were jogging, did you have one of these chicken-flavored fucking lip balms in your pocket?
And it melted. He had a chicken. He had a Raisin Cane chapstick in his pocket. It melted on his jammers.
If you're running along and you smell like fried chicken, that's not on you, not a dog.
That's your fault.
So anyway, I go and I beat myself in. I'm not paying attention, and I open the gate, and then a teen grabs the gate behind me. All right, and I say teen. This person's old teen, like
25, 30.
What are we talking about? Pedophile Chris?
No, I don't know exactly how old, but older, like between 17 and 19.
Bad tattoo, tan, jammers, or hey dog, thanks. One of those guys. One of those guys. Shaved head, looks like Rob Dyrdek. One of those guys. Old white trash teen.
I can only describe
jean
him,
short Florida white trash teen.
And is a
hey, one of those.
And I'm from Miami, so I could say this: a Miami thugster.
Okay, yeah.
Right. So, and you could put whatever you want onto that, but they, he maybe didn't look like he lived in Baldwin Park, but I don't know. I don't care either. Anybody wants to come in, I let him in. I don't give a shit.
He's probably hiding at the pool because they were trying to serve a warrant yesterday. That's probably he's hiding at the pool.
And that exact I don't give a shit attitude is why that's limited to residents only, not business owners.
Yeah, I'll let anybody in. Whatever. And I was once a Miami thugster myself.
If that guy went to grab the door, I'd be like, "Are you a resident?" And he'd be like, "What?" And then, I'd shut the door.
I have a counter story already loaded.
So I don't say anything. So then I'm getting ready. I usually I change. I take my polo off. I get my goggles on. I get ready. I do some Michael Phelps hand slaps.
Do you do the wiggle arms? Your arms are like.
And so while
you shake them out, and you don't even know what that does.
I'm just doing it for show.
Yeah.
It's just in case anybody's watching.
It's a performative exercise act.
Because I will tell you, every Monday around 3:00, and it varies in time, but it's before 5. I usually get there. There's always some like Baldwin Park MILFs like hanging out in the pool,
and they got big fucking titties, dude.
And
I mean the MILFs. I'll put my pool up against almost anybody's fucking pool of these fucking, and they're fake titties and they're fucking enormous.
And I can only describe them as like news anchors, like good-looking news anchors. But and it's funny because every time I do get there, it's like 1:30 on a Monday, and I always see them hanging out,
tan and greasing the freckles. Oh my god!
And then I'm like, must be nice.
Yeah, it's great.
Not to just be at the pool in Baldwin Park at 3 p.m. Even though I'm fucking swimming like a psycho. Yeah. But I'm doing exercise, Ross. Training for something that no one cares about. Anyway, so they're there. The Baldwin Park MILFs are there, and then I'm doing my hand slaps, and then I see the teen that I let in a group of other teens.
Oh fuck!
He lets them all.
You're the reason I got to pay for more and more goddamn patio furniture because this guy's over there. I'm taking your pass away. I gotta take your pass away.
They're rowdy, and they don't even have bathing suits. They
might not even be business owners.
and some of them, I'm like, they don't even look like teens, like 20-year-olds.
I hope somebody calls and turns me in for giving you the pass. That's what I hope, because that's the only way this will stop.
But again, again, I don't care. Like, listen, there's me.
Yeah, we know that's the problem.
Yeah.
And
you are the problem, Morgan Wallen.
And some Baldwin Park MILFs, and then these teens, right? They're loud and they're yelling.
I don't think they're teens. I think they're out of work construction people that decided to trash up our pool.
They're cursing and saying the N-word with the A at the end. To each other. They're being respectful.
It's fine.
They're just
having a good hip-hop time.
They're keeping it amongst themselves.
It was the Wu-Tang Clan. Method Man was there, yeah.
And so then I start swimming, right? So I'm like, all right. And I got a bunch of
my work here is done.
Yeah, because as long as you're in the water and you can't hear it, it's not happening.
And I got about a half an hour of swimming, usually what it takes me to do 1,000 yards or whatever they have to do. And so then the teens decide, like, all right, they're getting in the pool. So they take their shirt off, get in their N1s, long N1s, and then they jump in the. Now, I'll explain, the 3 swimming lanes are on the right side of the pool, and the left side of the pool is like more of an open scenario.
Free swim.
Yeah. And then the MILFs are over there.
It's a humongous pool, giant.
Okay.
So the Miami Thugster teens, they decide they're going to hang out in the swimming lanes.
Because it's closest to the shade.
They may not have read the bylaws.
Yeah.
And as a business owner, they're allowed to those lanes. I heard that earlier from a podcaster.
And so, and they're sticking to just one lane, and they're roughhousing, fighting each other or whatever.
Hey, pull your girl's titties out.
So then I'm swimming.
It
slowly.
says, then they got rules out there that says no roughhousing right under no open dog bites.
So, and again, I'm swimming real slow. So then I get to like maybe lap number 10. I go to turn around, and I see that they've graduated from the one lane. Now they're taking over all 3 lanes, and they're fighting each other crazy, right?
Like ducking under the little dividers.
Yeah,
they're hanging on it, which everybody loves. Like if you're a swimmer, you know the best thing for those is to hang on those lines and pull them all the way down and fuck them all up.
Yeah, they're just straddling the lines. They're fighting each other, whatever.
Throw everything in the pool.
So then I'm literally thinking about Ross. I'm like, if I was Ross right now, I'd be like, hey, you stay out of the swimming lanes. You know, like this is for swimming only.
No, you have to take it further than that. You have to be like, look, I wasn't going to say anything, but y'all residents, get the hell out of here. Pack your shit, get the hell out of here.
So
it would have gotten past the door.
Yeah, I know. This is like very hard for me to listen to this.
So, but I say absolutely nothing, and then I'm just like, well, I'm just going to keep swimming slowly towards them, and they'll eventually get out of the way.
But you know what sucks is I gave you this pass. Like the reality of this is I gave you this pass because I trusted you and it's a gift. But you now are taking advantage of it and making it worse for other Baldwin residents.
Well,
you're the problem.
Right.
Baldwin MILFs are there. They can tell them to get out, which I fully expected them to.
I have to take your pass away today. I have to take it away.
You're taking it from my cold dead hands.
It has to be done. Well, I'll call and shut my pass down. I'll sacrifice myself.
When they put up a sign outside the door that says like only let people in with cards, I want a picture of you next to it because that's going to be your sign.
They will do that.
That will be your sign.
They will do that.
So I'm swimming slowly towards, and they're not paying attention, right? So I'm fully expecting.
So you're both not paying attention. This makes you them. You are them.
Oh, they'll see me coming, and they'll part way. You know, they'll move out of the way.
Just yell on your left underwater.
So as I get about 5 to 10 feet away from them, they're like, oh, the swimmer's coming, and then they all started. Then I'm swimming, right?
Oh, police coming!
Through a forest of N1s.
And then the one dude is swimming underneath me, and then I'm looking down. I see. I look at his eyes, and he's swimming like backwards swimming. And
he does like a peace sign. What's up, dog?
He's looking in my eyes. And I just swim on it and ignore it. Then get to the end.
It's like that scene in Top Gun.
The chat room was confused. They said, doesn't Tom have a pool? Yes, but he doesn't have swimming lanes.
And you need a 25-yard or actual swimming lane pool. Mine's too small, and you go back and forth too quick. You need a full size pool. Anyway. So then,
that's what the N1 said. That we need a full-size pool.
So then they graduate towards the side of the pool.
No, they commence towards there.
Oh my God.
And so this is when I was like, oh, the Baldwin MILFs are definitely going to get tired of them
close
yelling.
to the MILFs now.
Yeah. So now but on the other side.
you want these women to do what you should have done
well, again,
long ago.
I don't care.
And remember, I'm a woman.
Listen, they're just some kids that want to have fun in the pool. Who am I to tell?
I thought you said they weren't kids.
I was at one time a Miami thugster that wanted to
you
swim in a rich
Miami
pool.
thugster. Did you ever get thrown out of anything?
Yeah. No, I mean, there was no rich pools to swim in when I grew up in Miami. But
so these are just some fun-loving kids out for a good time who you were hoping some ladies will kick out for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or I don't care, but now they're out of the swimming lanes. I'm like, I'm not going to pay attention.
The only part of this I can identify with it is wanting somebody else to do it. But I will do it. But I do want someone else to do it.
But I don't even care if they do or not. So then I'm keep swimming my laps, and then I hear the kids are like, they start interacting with the MILFs, like doing the stereotypical. They're like screaming, like, "Hey, my friend thinks you're hot." And then they don't. They go underwater, right? Like, and by the way, like I said, these kids, they're 19-year-olds or 17. I don't know. They're older.
They're
not like young
down.
kids.
Next thing you know, you might be fucking some MILF up in her apartment. You never know.
And then so they start doing they're like, "Hey, my friend thinks you're hot," and then they dunk underwater or whatever.
Why dunk underwater? You're 19. Stand out there like a man. Come on.
And so I'm like, oh, this is gonna get him. So they didn't get him. So then they graduate to like, hey, they're like, Miss. They're like,
let me see your bottle.
They're like, who do you? They're like, we're gonna start racing each other. Who do you think is gonna win? And I'm like, oh, these women are not gonna win any part of this.
Oh, let me guess, you had to race the thugsters.
So then the women are like, I think you're gonna win. Yeah. They're going along with it.
They pull out a wad of cash. They start betting. Yeah, absolutely.
They're just as bad as me. So they're
a little bit of chirping goes a long way.
Guess what? If you're a Baldwin Park MILF at the pool on a 3 on a Monday, you're bored. You're fucking bored.
So then they start racing in the I'm in the middle lane. They start racing in the 1 and 3 lanes, and they're like, so And by the way,
throwing off my training.
Which, by the way, according to the bylaws, approved behavior.
Yeah. That's just 3 businessmen in 3 lanes.
So then they're racing and whatever, and then I graduates to them saying like, hey, let's race the swimmer. So then they start racing.
Let's race this old man. Let's race this old man. You can see his pecker.
And I'm pretending like I don't hear any of this. And then they're racing me.
But you want to race him so bad.
But I've already done goddamn 28 laps. So
sounds like an excuse to me.
So they're faster than me, of course. So anyway, I do that.
All right, MILFs, I just want to note that I already did laps.
And please do not look at my bandland.
So I complete my exercise, change, and leave.
Before I leave, MILFs, I want to let you know I got a huge collection of African art and a Satchmo doll.
And those are my 2 non-confrontations where I literally said nothing the entire time.
This place doesn't have a lifeguard?
No.
Really?
No, there's no lifeguard there.
Really?
The middle of the day. And
what's funny, though, is like that you are the reason why at certain times they have a cop walk through that pool.
Really?
They do, yeah. We'll be sitting there and you'll hear him like, boop, and then he'll go, no, it's not fine. Please don't do that. It's not fine.
Listen.
It's not.
What you are
as a person that actually pays the extra fees for that pool.
We pay it here.
No, we don't pay. Do we pay the townhome fee? No, we do not.
Well, our landlord does.
We don't pay it. It's not fine. It's not fine to me. You don't pay for that. It's not fine. Don't do it.
We don't.
Not fine.
Hey, quit getting all mad.
No, I'm not. I'm not fucking around. I'm just saying it's not fine.
Yeah.
So I used to have a friend who lived downtown in a condo, and it was one of those condos with like a main entrance and then like a little side entrance. You could like key card your way in, right? Or just because it was like easier, we would always go to this entrance and like dial his phone number, and then he could buzz us in. And so one time we did this, and I was always really meticulous about closing the door behind me because it's not my building, Dan, and I'm being granted the access, so I want
to the building, right?
So I want to respect that. And not just let any Tom, Dick, or Harry walk behind me into the building, like...
Yeah, what kind of dickhead stop? They're like, no, close the door. You need your own pass.
I mean, I've done it. I have done it before.
Who's doing that? That's some Karen-ass shit.
I've done it before.
That's some Karen-ass bullshit.
So one particular time this happens, I like go, I type the number in, I hear zzz, and I open the door for my wife. I walk in, and I pull it shut behind me, as I always do. And there was a lady who's like, I don't know, 3 or 4 steps behind me, like walking towards the door. I didn't even see her, honestly. It was just, I just did it out of, that's not what I always did. And so I basically slammed the door in this lady's face.
Damn.
And then but just kind of like I just reached behind me, walking in, closed it behind me, not looking behind me, like I did every fucking time I ever walked into this building. And the lady happened to be there, and so she walks up, and we talk about some Karen bullshit, starts knocking and going, hey, let me in. And I'm like, I just kind of go like, I give a little.
You're looking at her.
Yeah.
Oh, right in the eye.
I've asked people before, not in our pool. I haven't done it at our pool, but I have asked people before. I've done it at Clear Channel when it became a rule, and then even before
at Clear Channel.
Yeah, like if somebody's coming in, I'd be like, "Do you work here?" They're like, "Well, actually, not." I was told, and I'd be like, "I'm sorry, man. I'll just shut the door."
Oh,
yeah,
you did that?
I did it. It's what I was told to do. You know, and if I'm walking in there and there's some guy behind me, and I look at him and I don't think he lives there, I probably would. Like, or if they brought people over,
be like, "Oh, I don't think you live here. I'm gonna shut the door in your face."
Yeah, it can be looked at like that. Yeah.
So this lady is hammering on the door and saying, "Let me in," and like really mad at me, like angry at me, like yelling at me. You let me in. Let me in. You let me in.
Yeah, but why should you have to let them in? You should have your own key card.
I'm just standing there because I'm like, no, like you either dial the thing like I did and get somebody to buzz you in, or like you live here and you have a card. And so she's like demanding I let her in for like a really uncomfortably long time. Then she pulls out a card and buzzes herself in. And so she walks into the lobby, stands there with us, gets into an elevator with me and my wife to go up, and then she gets off at the main lobby entrance floor because she works there.
This is a great twist.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, you work here?
That's a twist.
And you wanted me to just like violate the sanctity of this? Like, I literally was enforcing a rule you should be enforcing, and you were screaming at me to like violate it. Are you? I was furious at that point.
Well, like for me, it's like,
and then that lady was mad at me for like the next 5 years.
Because just let anybody in.
They don't put a lock on it to begin with. They just let people come and go as they please.
Right?
You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, honestly, if we're just gonna hold it for anybody and it doesn't matter, then no key cards, because it would make it a hell of a lot easier.
By the way, I'm a guest. I don't know you. Maybe like the residents do know you and would let you in.
Yeah.
I'm just some guy who like got buzzed in. I don't fucking know you.
Yeah, that is weird that she got so mad that you wouldn't let her in.
Got mad, complained to the resident. It was a whole big thing. It was a whole big thing.
For 5 years.
Oh, for so long.
That's a very long time.
Very upset at me.
Should we take a break?
Yeah, let's take a break.
All right. The name.
But you know what? She didn't let anybody into the pool.
Well, I mean, I think you won on that one. The name of the band, or artist rather, Sir Woman. We're going to start with like something like a little more throwback. So this is Sir Woman with Never Gonna Give Me Up. Got like a really, really funky vibe. We'll ease into some of the insiders, and then we'll close everything out with harder rock after this break. We'll be right back. Very funky, lots of horns, females up front singing, massive bands behind them.
Love it.
Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom.
Perfect song to get bit by a dog on a run by.
Yeah, I still can't believe that. I can't believe you held that in, too. Like,
what good would it have done if I told the guy like, "Hey, your dog bit me," and he'd be like, "Oh, sorry about that." You know,
I was trying to answer that question during the break because
maybe he'd keep his dog on a tighter leash after that, and like maybe some little 5-year-old running by won't get bit in the face or something. You know?
He's like, "Yeah, you shocked him. You scared him.
It's on
you.
It's on you.
I put everything on me." You know, so and then I'm like, what? I'm not the emotional tax type of guy. I don't need it.
Is there a way to do it though where you're not getting the emotional tax? Because I don't think it's purely emotional. I don't think it's purely that. It's not 100% that. It can't be.
The other day,
the knowledge of him knowing his dog shouldn't be out there's a value to that.
I'll never see this guy again.
I heard my wife come in the other day, and I knew she was going to come through the doorway, so I took position and scared her, and she didn't bite me. You know, like you don't have to bite somebody just because you're scared. That's bad behavior.
Yeah, but I'm with you. Like I don't know what. Like I mean, like I guess you can't make an argument. Well, it stopped the next bite because who knows.
Yeah.
I would have demanded the dog's teeth right then.
Some people do, right? Like there are those people, and that's like way too far. There are those people that like you get bit, they stand there, they call 911, they wait till the cops get there, and they were like, I want this dog executed now. And that's like, whoa.
You get the first one, and then I think you got to walk around with like a muzzle or you're kind of liable, but it's still kind of.
You do see around here, you'll see a lot of dogs with muzzles around Baldwin. And I'm like, well, once you've reached the muzzle, then just, you got to get a yard or something, right? Like, my God.
Dog's got to walk.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Glad you're okay, though.
Yeah. Even if that thing drew blood, I wouldn't have stopped. I would just blood falling down my running shorts.
Yeah, EJ agrees. Every dog gets one free bite. Does that work? I think we're all in agreement. You get one.
Me.
You get one nip, and then you're good to go.
But now he's got a taste for human flesh. He can't stop.
What's stealth camping?
Oh, stealth camping. Okay, so for years I have been, you guys have heard me tell the story about wanting to leave my family, live under a bridge somewhere. It's a trope on our program, you know, like me, especially now with the beard and my hair growing out. Like I think now's sort of the time. I found this guy on YouTube, and I spend a lot of time on YouTube now. And if you want to talk about YouTube TV, I have now cut the cord. We can kind of weave that in there too.
Nice.
I had to. Our townhome, they got rid of Spectrum. They're like, we're sorry, we're not doing it anymore.
Yeah, no one uses this, so there's no need.
Really?
Well, but like internet,
it's like having a horse feeding.
Well, but like
trough.
even internet, no. Like I mean, he's kind of right, but kind of wrong. It was like more along the guise of like the internet. We're not using that anymore. We want to use this new thing called, I think it's like called Highwire or something. But anyway, it's fiber optic.
Okay.
And it should be faster, and it is. They did a great job installing it and everything. But then they left us with no option for
cable.
For cable, yeah. So we had nothing. And I didn't, I subscribed to like Hulu, but nothing live. So for
live and local.
Yeah, I couldn't get any of that kind of stuff. So I signed up for YouTube TV, and I actually like it. It's pretty damn good because they have sports in 4K, which is wild. Like I was watching the EPL, I was watching Liverpool play in 4K, and I've never had anything 4K on my TV, not even one thing.
I thought that he streamed everything in 4K.
No. Very few things, from what I understand, are streamed in 4K.
And you can tell the difference. You can see like the blades of grass waving and stuff.
Yeah, it's so good that you're like, oh, I understand why people pay for this. Yeah, it's fantastic. So, I stumbled across, through going back and forth between YouTube TV and YouTube, I stumbled across this guy, and his name is Steve Wallace, and he's a Canadian, and he does this thing called stealth camping, and I'll put him up here. This is a camper he built, and I'll play this, just a little segment of this so you can kind of get the gist of what he's doing, but I think you kind of already understand. Here we go.
Hey guys, welcome to Camping with Steve. It looks like I got a trailer full of pallets, but let me tell you what, it's not pallets. Come on in. So it's just the outside veneer of pallets. The inside is all hollow, and there's a camper in there. The camper gets a little taller where I'm sitting, and I got a skylight in here from an old window. And there's some leakage.
Let's describe this to our audio-only listeners.
Yeah.
So he's got a trailer that looks like it's piled up probably 6 foot high with pallets, a big square of pallets.
Yeah, it's probably, what would you say, like maybe 20 pallets, 15, 18 pallets?
That's a pretty good guess,
Yeah, it's like 6 foot tall by maybe that's 20-foot tall long trailer, 6 foot wide, and then inside there's a secret door in the back, and inside is a camper.
Yeah, and inside he's got like a cot, he's got like a table that he glued to the or wired to the ground. Then he's got on the exterior, he goes on to show
because
you
it is just pallets and a little bit of plastic.
He's got leaks in here,
and I got my security system.
Look at the security system.
So this is surveillance 360 degrees around the camper I'm in right now.
Wow.
And that will let me know if there's any problems and when it's okay to open up that door to go outside.
So he hit these
paranoid.
No. It's so he can make sure to get in and out of it without people seeing him, so it stays stealth. Because here's the thing is all about stealth camping. Like this guy's lane is not camping. Like he will go to the middle of like downtown Castleberry and find a area where there's like a manhole that's open, and then inside of it is a little area that's been abandoned for years, and there's a little shelf of concrete that you can get on and you can stay for the night. And he will go and stay in little urban areas, little tiny areas, and like he's all about like sneaking into places and just like camping there. but places you probably shouldn't even be at.
So he's like aggressively homeless.
I kind of like that. Yeah.
Well,
forcing it. He's
So, but what's the purpose? I guess you're not allowed to camp in a Walmart parking lot.
You nailed the purpose.
But are you allowed to park a load of shit pallets in the Walmart parking lot?
Yeah. Like if it says no parking overnight, you're not allowed to sleep there. But you are allowed to park there overnight.
Okay.
Yeah, he kind of goes into that a little bit.
Huh.
Now, I have seen people with travel trailers stay in the Walmart parking lots because no one's enforcing it.
Big old RVs a lot of times. They just park at the end where nobody parks, and the Walmart employees don't come further than the carts are.
Yeah. And now, if you stay there a long period of time, they may, some manager may say, like,
you start dumping oil or shit in the parking lot, somebody's going to say something.
But it seems like an awful lot of trouble for but he must get off on the fact that no one knows that he's camping.
Yeah, that's the whole point. The whole point, the adrenaline rush, I think, to him, and it gives me one too watching him. Like, honestly, I think I found something that I'm like, oh shit, this is it. Is that this is the first time I've ever seen something that I was like, oh, that's the under the bridge thing. Like, he actively can sit in there. He has a crock pot. I'll fast forward a little bit. Dude,
when I'm outside of
dude's got a fucking crock pot in here, and he starts making jambalaya. Here he is dumping. He's got power.
Jambalaya. Yeah. Well, essentially, it's a real camper inside that he just put a facade of pallets on the outside.
Sure. So he's got like a little crock pot. So he does So this is what he did for the night. I'll walk you through it.
That's a family-sized crock pot. That's not one of the minis. He's got a good setup.
So here's what he did. I thought this was just a cool video. So he gets his crock pot. He dumps in all of his vegetable and his sausage. He gets the crock pot going. He gets out of he checks his cameras to make sure nobody can see.
Sure.
He sneaks out the back of his camper. He walks over to the gas station. He uses the bathroom. He walks across the street to a pub and has a beer and watches hockey. When the hockey match is over, he comes back, checks his jambalaya, dumps the rice in to cook, stirs it, goes back to the pub, has one more beer to catch the end of the hockey match. Then he walks back to his place, sneaks back into it, turns all his lights off, eats jambalaya, and then he camps there for the night.
But it's weird.
It's so weird, dude. I'm not even going to try to justify that this is in any way, shape, or form cool. It's weird.
Because no one cares if you're camping. You know, like if that was a open camper.
The cops would care. And he goes into that a little bit. He's been stopped before in other videos. I've seen it.
Yeah, but not that much to go to this length.
You don't know. But the whole idea is don't be caught. If a cop just, like for him and like the way he's doing it, if a cop said, oh, what are you doing? And they say, oh, you got a camper in there? Oh, I don't care. Well, he lost.
Because
he lost that one.
The cops only care if the private property owner calls them to get you off. Like, they're not going to just see you and then stop. Listen, I know cops. They are not stopping unless someone makes them stop.
Sometimes cops are like them 3 p.m. MILFs at the pool. They're just bored and looking for something to do.
I'll watch it, Race. Go ahead.
Yeah, but they're not out looking for people camping.
No, I don't think that either. But, like, the whole idea is to do it stealthily. You know, like, there's another video he did in something very similar where the whole parking lot was just hammered with people. This is like a new test for like a newer vehicle, but like with so many people around, you'll get somebody that will complain and the cops will come over there and hassle you.
I've seen people get called, or like the cops call on people sleeping in their cars in Walmart, and then they'll like, make them move on or whatever.
Oh, the chat room knows this guy. Hey, do you think we could get Camping with Steve on here? Like, I'd love to talk to this guy. He does crazy camps.
The fact that he has a surveillance camera around and looks and like, is anybody watching?
No, then you're missing the point. He's stealth camping. If everybody knows that he's coming and going out of a thing of pallets and it's just a camper, then it's not stealth. What's the point?
What I'm laughing at is he's hiding it from the general public who probably doesn't give two shits. You know what I'm saying?
No, I think if I were at Walmart, I think you're assuming because you don't give two shits. I think if I were at Walmart and I were sitting in a Walmart parking lot and I saw a thing of pallets lighting on, lighting off, lighting on, lighting off, and I smelled jambalaya, I'd be like, what the fuck is that? To Andrea. I'd be like, this is weird.
But would you tell them, like, hey, there's a person over here camping?
I'm not going to complain about it. I'm not going to, no.
Sound the alarms.
But again, it's not the purpose. The purpose of everything is to keep it, like he's doing he's executing his plan, and Like, I think it's cool, man. I think
Tom, we know you don't care. You literally wouldn't say anything if a dog jumped up and bit you.
Do people report other people for camping in like a Walmart parking lot? You just mind your business, right?
No, I'm sure there's some nebby nosies out there.
Oh, 100% there are people that have called before. But I don't think, in this case, he was testing something, and the whole purpose of it was to try and go there and try it. But there's other videos where he goes, and there's just like tons of cars around him and everything, and he's like, well, will this work? Let's find out. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. He's like just sitting there sleeping and playing daylight, you know?
Well, I was saying, is there other people that are into this, like stealth camping?
The chat room, Shred Bear says that he is a fan. He says that, let me go back just he says he's done collabs with Mav and Forestry Forest. I don't know who two of those people are, but yeah, like, I guess there are a bunch of these stealth campers. I guess that's the term that they're using. I'm up to interview a stealth camper. I'd like to talk to somebody that does it. I think it's neat.
When they did Occupy Orlando, they eventually got moved to like this parcel of land under I-4, like on the north end of town. But when they started, they were camping at City Hall, like right downtown. And I thought that was neat. I was going to go do it, but I didn't get my stuff all together before they got moved from City Hall to the ass end of downtown.
And maybe this will help too. One of the statements that Steve made at the end of this particular video, and you can go watch it on YouTube, it's funny because he goes, I see a lot of Sprinter vans everywhere. And I realize that there are people doing what I'm doing everywhere. And he's like, that's not the point. He's like, I don't want to be able to look at your Sprinter van and be like, I know exactly what's going on there. He's like,
it's got like curtains in the back.
Yeah, he's like, this, like when you look at my car and look at this, you're like, you have no idea what I'm doing. And he's like, and that's the point. So there's also a part, and you know I love this stuff. He's also wasting an immense amount of time for nothing. And you know I love that. You know I love that.
And trickery.
But that's
I love trickery, and I love a giant waste of time for nothing.
That's
I knew you'd love that.
I see a Sprinter van, and I know they're in there, but when people see my giant pallets of garbage on my trailer, they think, oh, it's just a crazy man with a trailer of garbage. Okay, well, I think they're gonna be like, hey, someone
love this.
Park their garbage trailer here.
He did, like, the best part. This is the best part I love, because this means this man is thrifty. And he's been sick for a while, so it wasn't.
Dude, this shit costs more than a travel trailer would cost.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what he spent on it. Maybe
it's custom built.
Maybe he breaks that down. But like, it's funny because he makes his jambalaya, he eats it, and he watches the rest of the hockey game inside there. And then he like checks his cameras one more time, and he's like, I'm checking my cameras because I got to take my leftovers out. It's going to be really cold tonight, and they'll keep in the car. Hilarious. So he checks his cameras and he sneaks his crockpot back out and puts it in his car. I was like, that's awesome. He's saving leftovers.
And he's in and out of this pub like 3 times. Those people definitely are like, where's that guy going? And then like, they are like, well, he keeps going to his car. He's probably just sleeping in his car, right?
They go over there.
They know he's there. They just don't know which part of it.
And then when they look in the car, he's gone. So where is he?
Oh my God.
They call the cops. They're like, hey, this guy's kidnapped.
Yeah. There's hot jambalaya in a car over here, and no man.
He's missing.
There's no man.
I like causing a bigger mystery just by.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Like, where'd that guy go? He's just his pallets are here, but he's gone. He's
like, he came in earlier, took a giant jambalaya shit, and disappeared.
And apparently he makes a lot of these type of vehicles. The guy's obsessed with like making these type.
I like it.
Yeah, I figured you would. It's kind of crazy, right?
It's kind of like building a gigantic bomb shelter in your backyard, like spinning and then you're like, all right, I got this bomb shelter.
To what end?
Yeah. You're like, okay, what are you gonna do with it?
What are you doing to sit and pray for atomic war?
Also, like, I believe this man has a family, and it's weird that. Like he does.
I love it when guys abandon their families for dumb shit.
It does seem like he is spending, and now this is the negative side of it. It does look like he is spending a lot of time alone in a small experimental vehicle,
you know what
like
you don't
in the
know?
middle of nowhere.
You know what you don't know, Dan? His entire family's there with him, stealth camping. You don't even see him.
And I wonder if this is more of a influencer thing than anything. Like,
it's entertainment. You got to look at it like that.
Like, like people are like, oh, people are watching me and following me and stealth camping, and that's the entertainment of it. Like in real life,
his wife passed away.
Well, his kids are still alive,
Yeah,
right?
It's a new girlfriend and has a good old man friend that was in videos.
Are we sure she passed away, or is she?
No one knows.
Yeah.
She could be right beside him the whole time. She could be underneath him in a separate mattress.
That's the infinite stealth.
Hold on, that's the name of the show.
I got a new girlfriend. I do the stealth camping now. Like, didn't you have kids? Like, nah. I had a kid.
They're here. They're here.
I have no mom and
Say
dad
hi,
now.
kid. They turn around. They're in ghillie suits.
I guess, yeah, my one grandfather did have a separate family. That's kind of stealth camping in a way. You know?
A lot of Florida dads stealth camp, I feel like.
Damn, we could do this on a budget. What if we get like a couple ghillie suits and just run around the neighborhood?
I mean, I'd be down for it. I don't know. There's something about the hiding in plain sight part of it. That is the allure to me.
Okay, I always did like the people that would sleep in the Walmarts for like months and months, like hide, and back when Walmart used to close or whatever the hell, like
and a guy lived in an IKEA for like a month or something,
right?
Like, and just come out at night.
He'd hide in the rafters or find some place and then like sleep there.
Do you think you could find a place in Home Depot and sleep? If given the challenge,
I know Home Depot.
He's got it mapped out.
I used to do it.
If I
behind the chains.
If I gave you $1,000,
if Chris still kicked him out, that's where you'd end up.
Let's do a Home Depot challenge. I'll give you $1,000 if you could go and you can get. And you could lock yourself in all night.
I could do it at Costco. I could do it at Costco.
Yeah, Costco. You go back. I've looked in Costco.
I'd sleep in the dog beds. They got amazing dog beds right there.
They really do. Memory foam and everything.
Good.
Oh my God, so good for your dog's bones.
The problem with Home Depot is the night stalking crew. They come out, so you need the place abandoned at night.
I've thought about this, and do you want to know the reason I thought I'd be found out? Is that I would be in Home Depot hiding in one of the spots that you told me about, and then the night staff would come in, and then they'd go to hide in the same spots.
They were going to go take their nap.
And then they'd find me, and I was like, well, shit, I'd have to find a new spot, right? Like, I'd have to invent something.
Yeah, but the joy of hiding until the store closes is...
that's what we call the book, The Joy of Hiding.
is then to come out with an abandoned store and then just... you can do whatever you want. You're jumping on the Costco trampoline. You're
start a grill in the middle of the store, start cooking steaks.
You're wandering around exploring the abandoned goddamn store.
But you always end up destroying things, right? You never just chill in there.
No. They have crossbows for some reason. How are you not going to shoot shit?
Yeah, you got to break stuff.
But then you can fix it before, because you hide during the day when their customers are there. You only come out at night. That's what that goddamn pregnant lady, they made a fucking movie about it.
Yeah. She gave birth in a Walmart.
Yeah. She was like living in there only at night, and then she would wander around.
I've never seen that. What?
Yeah. What's her name? The guy. What's the actress's name that played that part?
I'm not familiar with the movie.
Elvira Davis.
No.
Viola Davis. I mean, Viola Davis.
No. It was the lady in.
Kathy Bates
taped her tits down one time.
She
played. She played a boy in a movie and like hiding to pretend.
Elliot Page.
Yes.
Anyway, there was a movie about it. But then she gave birth to the baby. They called it the Walmart. It really happened in real life. Right?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there was it was before like
Hillary Swank.
Nowadays,
thank you, chat room.
That she would get like $800,000 on some GoFundMe if they, you know what I'm saying? Like back then.
Yeah, just for yelling the N-word at a park.
I think she got some Walmart money out of it, if I remember. This has been a long time.
But not that Tracy Morgan Walmart money.
No, also that dude's set.
Not the GoFundMe money, because there was no GoFundMe. So like that now, if that story happened now, like that shit would raise hundreds of thousands of dollars, right?
Maybe $1 million.
Yeah, but
I think the N-word lady got $1 million, and that's really sad.
Yeah, you can get.
Yeah, people in the chat room got Natalie Portman and Hillary Swank mixed up, and I do that all the time.
Yeah.
I always get my big mouths mixed up.
Yeah, and all skinny white girls look the same.
Sort of, kind of.
There's I want to talk to Ross about this.
Walmart baby brings up too much stuff. I can't find it. I'm sorry.
You worked for the county at one time, right? Was that a private company when you used to do surveying?
Oh yeah, no, I never worked for the county.
Okay.
I've had relatives in town who've worked for the county system.
Okay, so let's talk about this because remember I talked about the bum woods by my house. That
what's going on with that? Aren't your boys going in there all the time?
They were, and I liked it because it was their first time of them exploring. We even let my Miami friends' kids and them go by themselves because they wanted to.
You let them go with the Miami kids. The Miami kids got guns, right? Like they're packing.
And we liked it because it's like, oh, kids exploring some woods by the house, right? Anyway,
that's always fun.
And there's big no trespassing, but I'm like, that's the county. They enforce that.
Spray paint that shit.
Yeah. So
it's actually where the people from the pool live.
Yeah.
So, but recently, literally after I told a story about the Bumwoods, a bulldozer and an excavator showed up.
You got some yank. You need to know you got some Castleberry yank.
And they started bulldozing some shit down. And so then I met my buddy Francis, who lives next door to me. He's like, they must have heard you talking about the Bumwoods.
That's what I would say. Shout out to Francis. Love that guy.
And I was like, well, so then we were like, well, what are they doing? So Crystal asked, and they're like doing some sort of water mitigation project.
Wouldn't it be funny if they're like, we're killing bums with bulldozers? It's real gory. We're smashing them good.
You mean your shopping carts?
So they're not building a park like we wanted to, but they're doing some water project.
They do a lot of water projects. What is a water project?
They got to move water around from
Doesn't your street flood all the time?
Yeah, but it's not that. It's on the other side near the apartment complex. I don't even know what the hell they're doing. There's no way to know. Like something with water, and they delivered a bunch of pipes. But my point being is I drive by them every day, and they do a ridiculous little amount of work daily. Like
they're normally just standing there with a stop sign that they flip back and forth to make sure that I just drive real slow.
And then so far, and I'm not talking shit again. These guys. And by the way, I would do it if I worked for the county as well.
What, just stand around?
Yes, I love doing a ridiculous little amount of work.
Yeah, but everybody does.
So, and I don't fault them for that, but the amount is astronomically little. Like it's been weeks, and they've moved, they knocked down some bushes. Right?
Wow!
And it was like
very delicate bushes.
It's like a 20 by 30 bushes they knocked down in like 3 weeks, and they deliver some stuff or whatever. And then I'm like, God damn! And I'm like, is there anybody like supervising the amount of work they do, or if you work for the county, is it just smooth sailing? That's what I want to know.
Do they give you an end date, and can you just go like, okay, well, we have to have it done by, let's say, the end of the month?
Yeah, how does it work?
And we got about 7 or 8 days till the end of the month. So
it should just work as slow as possible. Because I used to tell Vince Taylor when he first showed up at Champs, and he was
look at him now,
working too fast, and I was like, "Calm down, buddy. You're making us all look bad here. This is a run the clock out scenario."
Yeah.
So is that what they're doing in the county? Is just run the clock out?
Chat room is checking in saying, I had one tree cut down by the power company, and they worked from 7:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Yeah, I do think, when
I get home from work, they're off already.
I bet you they have an end date.
And then it's just slow going.
And the chat room's trying to help us with a reason that they would be doing that. And a lot of areas, there's water, is there a creek or like a retention pond back there, or
far back?
But they're trying to mitigate that, so when we do get hurricanes or more water, that it possibly won't overflow.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
that's what they're saying.
Yeah, but I have no idea what they're. I'm just saying I look at the amount of work every day I pass by, and I remember the day before how it looked, and I'm like, what did they do yesterday?
We had one of those up here, and you probably have noticed, although it doesn't affect you as much as me. Around here, tons of potholes, just pothole crazy.
Yeah.
And it's because they paved over, I don't know, this area just seems like whatever they paved over, it's like they didn't grade the ground correctly. And you can just feel that it's not true. And you see potholes everywhere. So there's a guy down here fixing one of these more egregious potholes. When it rains, it just lands in the pothole and just makes it wider.
Out, yeah.
So there was a guy down here, and he was just a county worker, and he was just one guy.
Yeah.
And he had crete or some sort of the black asphalt, and then he had a shovel, and he stood out there like this from 7:30 when I passed by, coming here with a coffee or whatever, and then I left here. You're running. It's like 3:30, right? Passed by the same guy. Hole looks exactly the same. Same guy, same truck. He's been here all day. The hole
he draws it out. I like it.
It's not even drawing out. He didn't do anything. He watched the hole all day. And then he'll finish it by the end of the month. So tomorrow he'll probably come out and watch it again. And then he'll choose the last day to put the asphalt in it, pack it, and then he'll be like, we're good. And that's how it gets done. Is that right?
I do know that one person I know who worked for the county a number of years ago, one of the job benefits was the fact that you worked from 8 to 5 p.m. and at 5:01, you were the fuck out of there.
Okay, and it doesn't matter really. There's no one saying like, "Oh, you only did this way." Nothing.
Because, for example, in the corporate world, in the same job, it was like billable hours and just how many can you rack up, and then come to the county, and it's like, nope, it's 5 o'clock. Let's fucking go. Doesn't matter. We'll get to it tomorrow. There's plenty of work for you. We'll get to it tomorrow.
It's infinite time. That's what I like. Because I
saw. Do you ever do that though? Did you ever do that in school? It's no different than
That's all I did, and every other job
I don't do it here. The same.
No, you own the company.
Well, I know you don't either. But my point is, I had the same approach at college. Like everything I did, even when I went back to school, would drive Andrea crazy. If I had an assignment, they would give me like 14 days to do it. I would wait until the 13th day. I would stay up all night. I would do it, and I'd crush it and get a great grade. And it would drive my wife. Literally
wait
hates
till the last minute.
She fucking hates it. But it's just the way I would do it. That's the same shit, right? You're still getting it done within the correct amount of time. You're just not doing it the way that most people would say is the most efficient.
I just like the aspect of killing an insane amount of time. Just like, start at the bulldozer, bulldoze a couple plants, and then you're like, that's about enough.
But the problem is, right?
And you put it back.
The problem is the deadline, right? Like,
who knows?
You give it to him, you say you have 3 days to do this, instead of,
Yeah, that's not how it works.
And with construction, everything's scheduled, and the schedules don't always work out. Like, maybe they came, and the first day they really kicked ass, and they got everything cleared and leveled and ready for the pipes, and the pipes just aren't ready for the next 3 days.
Oh, then you
either got to find something else to do or kill time until the pipes get there.
Your
Stuff
wife
like that
deals
happens
with that all the time, where she's scheduling something in, and it's like we can't do that because this isn't there.
Pudge tells me that he works for the elevator unions, and when he shows up to a job, his crew, and then they don't have some barrier up or whatever, like
we're getting the fuck out of here.
No, they sit in their car and they're like, this, now it's $38 an hour, and you're sitting in your truck.
Oh, I like that.
Or whatever the hell, it's like, and then they just.
I've always one of those jobs where you walk up and you're like, you don't have a scheduled C-Pass? Sorry, I'm going back in my car until you get that. I ain't setting foot on this site.
And it can be days. They just sit there for 8 hours until they get the scheduled C-Pass, because it's all
or
union.
Tony Soprano shows up and everything gets smoothed over.
I love union mumbo jumbo. Anyway, all right, let's take a break.
Yeah, buddy.
And come back with a couple more things. I know Ross has got an explosion of the week.
We're gonna do that
over the month.
Maybe throw some voicemails and some emails in there as well. I did a lot of punk rock last week, so I wanted to go in a different direction this week. This is Dwayne with the song June.
1, 2, 3, 4.
It's different. I think you'll dig it. 1-844-TOMNDAN if you want to leave a voicemail. Show at TomandDan.com for email. It's like a super. I'm like, hey, welcome to the seminar, everybody. Hey, who's ready to be here? Who's ready to make some money? Who's ready to see our very good? No, I'm kidding. I was gonna try and do like a whole sketch there, and then I ran out of gas.
You see, David Goggins is coming. When you did that, he's coming for the Inspire tour.
Yeah, I reached out last year, and we had him on the hook.
And
I'm not familiar with the name. What's his deal?
He is I call it discipline porn. He's the guy. He goes on like Rogan every once in a while, but he's the guy that did Navy SEAL training, and he runs until his feet break, and then he runs with broken feet.
He's black guy, right?
Yeah, and he's bald, black guy,
and
he's insane when it comes to discipline, and so he'll just some of his.
EJ said the runner that kills his feet. Yeah, he just doesn't care.
Feats of strength, like he ran an insane, amount of time without training and broke his feet and run with broken feet, and like he's just one of those guys that never quit. And then that became his whole thing. And then now he does this thing called Inspire Tour, where him and a bunch of other people,
motivational people.
Yeah, it's motivation.
They're like, you could do anything. You could walk over these coals like Tony, the Big Tooth. Tony Big Tooth did.
Yeah.
Who was that guy's name? Not Tony Little. That's the Gazelle. Tony Robbins. Thank you. Yeah. Too many Tonys.
Although he's like...
Where do you stand on this? Because you follow a lot of these guys that do a lot of the inspirational shit, but I know you don't like any of that shit.
No.
I mean, he runs until his feet breaks, too.
Okay, that's an excellent point.
I do not.
You do run until your feet break. That's a really fucking mean, funny-ass joke.
Well, what's funny about that is, like, any other runner or whatever, a person that does a lot of exercise, like, you do not have to run until your feet break. Like,
no.
Matter of fact, it's probably counter to training. Honestly,
I would go against.
I'd probably train better with unbroken feet. I'm just gonna say it.
Misery.
Yeah. And then also, like, there are plenty of people that are like, in fact, David Goggins, there was like this story about he was running this competition where it's like you just see how many laps you could do.
Yeah.
And like he's running, and this little Asian lady outran him by like a day or something. Like,
oh my God.
Because it just matters how
didn't break her fucking feet.
Yeah. And perfect fucking feet.
And also all that matters is your genetics. And like in
more than likely.
And also like your training regimen and stuff, and like
and how'd you take care of yourself?
Yeah,
too. That sort of thing.
But that's not his thing. His thing is ultra discipline porn.
Yeah, people are into that.
Nonstop Navy SEALs. His whole thing, he did the Navy SEAL training, and he was like laughing at the drill instructor when they were yelling at him, and then he was like,
you don't have to do that though, right? Like, why do you have to laugh? Why don't you just do the shit?
Because that's how tough he is. How much
but it becomes performative.
And drill instructors love that guy. Too. They love that guy.
Yeah. His story is he broke the drill instructor. And now he's Inspired Tour, and I pay $85 to listen.
You should be inspired by me because I laughed in the face of a drill instructor.
I'm unfamiliar, but every other like influencer type guy I'm aware of who washed out of Navy SEALs training is a huge prick and just a giant piece of shit.
You're talking about Bilzerian.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm using the Bilzerian rule.
There is a video that I laugh at, and it's cut up, so it's not even really real.
Dan Bilzerian throwing a lady off a roof and making her hit a pull deck.
That was
video?
You know who that was?
Jesus Christ.
That was porn star. This is my superpower. That was oh my God, that was a very famous porn star, broke her ankle, and then she tried to sue him. She didn't get anything out of it either. She's got gaugers in her ears, and she's very skinny. God damn it, I'm going to blank on her name.
I'm sure EJ's got it.
Janice Griffith. Thank you, DeBerry Joe's more of a horny dog than I am. It is Janice Griffith.
That's
for the
a huge win for DeBerry Joe today.
Good job, Joe. You beat me.
Bud.
God damn it, that's going to bother me all weekend.
Happy Friday.
Janice Griffith.
There is some clip of David Goggins like talking to a comedian. And he's like a bigger, like chubbier comedian on Joe Rogan.
I've seen this. It's great. It's great.
And they're arguing back and forth. He's like, "You're fat. You disgusting." Tell the comedian. The comedian's fucking with him, and they were anyway. It's and they cut
look
it
up that clip. It's very funny.
Anyway, so Ross, you want to do some
Speaking
explosion?
of fat comedians,
let me get. I gotta. Which one are we doing for explosion?
Explosion of the month.
Okay,
Brought to you as always by Modern Plumbing.
Okay,
the no explosion guarantee.
I gotta find it. Hold on a second. I was prepared, not prepared.
Trying to film for you.
No, you're good. You're doing just fine. Here we go.
When the normal bits are getting old, you kinda gotta punt. Skippy wasn't funny, and Rem Daisy is a cunt. People getting blown up is really what we want.
Explosion of the month brought to you by modernpi.com. 10% off if you mention Tom and Dan. So if you need any plumbing problems fixed or something built, just mention Tom and Dan. You'll get 10% off any service at modernpi.com.
There you go.
And if they intentionally blow up your house, they will buy you a free new house.
I heard that.
Prove it, though.
Ross McCoy's.
Oh my God, this explosion. This is an explosion. This is in the news. This is like breaking fucking news.
No, really?
A new one?
Swear to God.
A new explosion?
I was so excited. This is one of those things where like it felt like Christmas came early to me when I looked at the BBC News yesterday and I saw that in the Diddy trial, they called to testify Scott Mescudi, a.k.a. Kid Cudi.
Yeah,
they did. I brought Tom up to speed a little bit on this.
Really?
Yeah, Tom, actually, this is one of the only excerpts from the Diddy trial that Tom was actually impressed with.
Well, I was impressed with the fact that Diddy actually threw the Molotov cocktail or blew up the car.
Debatable. We'll get there.
Okay, right.
Diddy, who Cudi said at one point looked like a quote-unquote Marvel supervillain at one of their meetings.
Well, he does now because have you seen his gray hair on the drawings? He does. He looks like a supervillain. He looks like the guy.
Mr. Glass.
No.
From Unbreakable.
Oh, yes, he does. But you know who he also looks like to make it brand new? He looks like the guy
from Invincible.
Invincible, the black guy.
Yeah.
That is super smart.
You're absolutely right.
He looks exactly fucking like.
That's a dead on.
Evander. Now, what's the guy in?
Can't remember, but
he's a great villain. He breaks Invincible mom's arm. He takes her arm and snaps his fucking break your mom's arm. Boom, like that.
He's kind of like a low-key big bad of
Invincible. He's great. He's great.
Good. So Kid Cudi took the stand. And by the way, speaking of how people are dressed in like, I don't know, the coolest leather jacket ever seen by human eyes. Like
who's wearing that? Kid Cudi,
dude. Yeah,
he's cool. I like Cudi. It sucks that he has the link to Kanye. It sucks that he has the links to it sucks because across the board, I think Kid Cudi is a very amazing hip hop artist.
Do you know what though? I was thinking about it, and if you want to get like crazy for a minute, I think like he was made whatever offer they accepted and turned it down. I think that's what happened to Kid Cudi. I think that's why you don't hear his shit on the radio. Because
true artist.
He's fucking so good. He's as good or better than Kanye.
Yeah, he's a little more Andre 3000.
A little bit more towards the 3000 side of things. But I think he like was offered their deal, like baby oil in exchange for fame, and he was like, I'll just do it like this.
By the way, if you're playing along with Explosion of the Week, the name we were looking for is Angstrom Levy.
Yes.
Angstrom Levy.
Good villain name.
Yeah, great villain name.
So, we'll get to the explosion of all, but first, on the way there, Kid Cudi told the court that he was dating Cassie's her name?
Yes. Who, by the way, if I'm just like going on just simple, open your eyes, look at this woman, is she beautiful test? Holy smokes, right? She might be one of the most prettiest women I've ever seen in my life.
So he started out telling the court they dated a little bit in 2011. Puffy kind of put them together, like said, "Hey, you got to make a song together." They started dating. Then December 2011, Kid Cudi gets a call from her. She says Puffy found out they're seeing each other. So he takes her to a hotel. Right. They're at the hotel. Somebody else calls Kid Cudi and says, "Hey, Puff Daddy's in your fucking house."
All right. Okay. All right. So Puff Daddy is in Kid Cudi's house.
Yes. Kid Cudi gets in the car, drives to his house, calls Puffy on the way. Puffy answers the phone, and then Kid Cudi says to him, quote, this is from the BBC article. I'm reading it directly. Quote, in parentheses, expletive, "Are you in my house?"
Motherfucker, are you in my house? Yeah.
I believe it was probably the N-word. If I had to...
Oh, yeah, you might be right.
I would say it was the N-word, "Are you in my house?"
Yeah, I'll say it. Do you want me to do it?
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. I was ready for it. I'll reenact it. Everybody's ready for it. No, I'm not going to do it.
Cudi says that Puffy told him he wanted to talk and said, quote, "I'm over here waiting for you." Cudi rolls up to his house. The security cameras are facing the wrong way. They've been like turned the wrong way.
How do you turn? Like, what do you bring a ladder? How do you do that?
Puffy or somebody has opened his family's Christmas presents, and
I told you about this. Yeah. I told you to believe me. Tom goes, "That didn't happen." I'm like, I'm so glad you're bringing this up.
And Cudi found his dog locked in the bathroom. Yeah. This is the point where me and my kid are like big Kid Cudi fans and big P. Diddy trial fans. So we were discussing this in earnest yesterday. Yeah. This is the point in the story where we realized Puff Daddy is the Grinch. He fucked with this dude's dogs and stole his Christmas presents.
That's really funny. Also, let's remember that Gene Hackman's dog also locked up. Let's also remember that.
But also,
I just like to muddy the water.
Putting someone's dog in the bathroom is
it's a small prank.
It's nothing.
It's a small prank.
It's not even. It's actually polite. It's like I put him away. So
I'd be livid if
me.
you put my dog in the bathroom.
He's fine in there.
No, he hates it.
Let me pitch to you right now.
My baby.
Black John Wick, and it's Kid Cudi tracking down Puff Daddy for killing his dog, dude. Like how good of a movie is that?
Kills the dog.
That'd be great.
That's the one thing. You just put him in the bathroom.
No,
the movie's got bigger stakes.
I hate making arguments for Tom's side, but I have to do it legally because of the show. But you could make an argument that it's hard to open up the Christmas gifts if you don't put the dog in the bathroom.
Right. The dog's going to be like sniffing around.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah, because my dog loves Christmas gifts. Dan's will be on the gift, so you got to lock him in the bathroom.
And did he just take the wrapping paper off, or did he actually open the box?
I think he opened them up. I think he scattered them, or like kind of threw them around.
The BBC article says, unopened Christmas presents for his family rifled through.
Yeah. You know what I imagine? You open them up, you kick them, right? You open up a Chanel bag in a box.
Yeah.
You take the top off, you take the Chanel bag out of the dust because it comes in a dust cover.
Absolutely.
And you throw that shit, right? And then you go over to the Christmas tree and you see some like Louis Vuitton shit and you fucking kick that shit. Like what I would have done, I just start pissing on all the shit. I start pissing on all
that.
I know, because he's low level villain. I'm a better villain.
You got to imagine Puff Daddy opened all this stuff and like to his crew was like, look at this bullshit that Kid Cudi's giving away. I'm a billionaire. Like he gives away this. I give away.
That's good.
He's just roasting fucking Kid Cudi's gifts.
He should have shit in one of the boxes.
And then and then Cudi said that he at that point over the dog thing he wanted to fight Puffy and he was like
he said you messed with my dog
over putting the dog in the bathroom again though. That's not even a nothing.
Yeah, but like anybody, right? but you break into my house and put my dog in the bathroom, we're fighting. You broke into my house. It's not a nothing.
Well, breaking into the house
nothing.
Is the thing. But putting the dog in the bathroom.
Yeah, that's just icing on the cake. And also for people that things matter to, it's like, don't touch my dog. Don't put your hands on my dog.
Well, you can just open the bathroom door and like, hey, come in here. I would do it.
If I had that on video, nothing. If you threw a steak in there.
That's a nothing.
Kid Cudi said the dog was rattled. So,
yeah, he did say that.
Rattled.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He did say that. He said he was skittish and freaking out.
And then the explosion of it all, he says, in January 2012, he got a call from his dog sitter. After that,
I broke up with a guy because he was, quote, about to slap my dog. He didn't slap the dog. He was about.
He was fixing it.
To slap my dog. And C.D. Sarah broke up with that man. See, things do matter to people.
But if he opened up the bathroom door and then lured the dog in there and closed it, does anybody?
I don't see Diddy doing that. I think it was more of a kick. I've seen the video of what he does to women. So I would imagine to a dog, he kicks it into the bathroom.
The dog was also very oily. It was a questionable scene. So he stopped dating Cassie. January 2012. He gets a call from his dog sitter because after all that, you got to hire a guy to watch your fucking dog 24/7.
And he's got a gun. My dog sitter got a gun.
Oh yeah. Dog sitter calls, says, "Hey, your car's on fire." Comes home. There's a hole cut in the roof of his Porsche. Have you seen the pictures of this hole?
No.
It looks like the Incredible Hulk punched through the fucking roof of the car.
Okay.
Let me see if I can find this.
And it says here in this BBC article, he told the court he came home to find a hole cut in the roof of his Porsche and an explosive inside. Boom! Explosion of the week. And it turned out to be it was a Molotov cocktail. Somebody like made an old school bottle of gas and rag, then for whatever reason, instead of breaking the window, cut a giant hole in the metal top of the Porsche and chucked it in there. And this BBC article doesn't have it.
It had been a convertible, right?
Yeah, it was a convertible.
Was it?
Yeah. It was. They cut the top.
Yeah.
Oh, is that a soft top? Okay,
yeah,
this picture
it is.
doesn't make it clear.
Well, really nice cars.
Gotcha.
It's a really nice Porsche, and the really nice Porsche convertible tops, they seal like real tight. And then you can see it right there. It's kind of hard to.
The picture I have is after the fire, and it kind of looked like it melted to me, but I can see it's just burned now, so I assumed it was metal.
I think they cut it. And bumped
that
it
makes
through
sense.
there. I think it was a convertible.
And it must have been a shitty Molotov cocktail because there's like minor fire damage to one seat and like
that's
the roof.
How stupid either Puff Daddy or whoever did this, and I think they said that it was actually Puff Daddy himself. Right?
So I had I don't have it in this article. So just from the top of my head, he accused Puffy of it one time. Puffy denied it. Then another time he saw Puffy at a party or something, and Puffy said the words to the effect of like, "Hey, sorry about all that stuff." And then I think in court yesterday, I read an article that said that Puffy's lawyer got Kid Cudi to say that they found DNA on the Molotov cocktail, and it was not male DNA; it was female DNA.
No, really.
And again, that speaks to the poor.
So Puffy's a woman.
The poor quality of your Molotov cocktail if it can't even destroy DNA on the goddamn bottle. That's fucking stupid.
Yeah, well, it's supposed to break, right?
That is part of the Molotov of it all. And if you just drop it through a roof and it falls onto
it's just going to bounce off the leather sheets and then
burn a little bit, and then it's done.
Well, they make newer ones that are plastic that'll still do the same deal, that'll just melt, and then they'll catch the incinerant on fire or whatever. Yeah.
But that's what's funny.
Not that I'm shopping for Molotov cocktails.
The story was like he said
Bud K has them for like buy one get free.
Yeah, I bet
free.
they do.
Like blew up the car, but and if you're just using a regular like glass bottle, not that much gas can be in there, and then it's just going to create a small fire that will eventually burn itself out.
Unless you like disperse it in a big wide area by breaking the bottle, and then that catches on fire. Well, that's kind of the point of the Molotov cocktail,
right? In Bronx
exactly.
Tale? Oh my God, what a great movie!
Or have the gas fumes build up inside the car, then it may explode. But
Puffy should hire you.
Yeah, you'd be good.
You sound like you thought this out.
You just burnt the back seat up and cut his fucking convertible roof.
And I'm sure it ruined Kid Cudi's like Porsche. I'm sure he got a new car, but if that was my Dodge van, for example, we'd still be driving it.
Yeah, a lot of people would. My dad would.
It did not do.
In my truck, you wouldn't be able to tell.
You wouldn't even. There'd be less ants. That's the only way you'd notice.
I just put a new mat down and then keep driving.
And the Molotov was for his own personal fun, because we all know he could have just as easily cut it, poured gas in there, and just lit it on fire.
Would have been far more effective.
Yeah, it would have been way more effective.
Yeah. Like, but besides,
that he was just sitting there. He's like, "I want to throw a Molotov cocktail."
Yeah, but doesn't really understand how they work.
Yeah, because he's not that smart.
Super smart.
Yeah, he's just super powerful and rich. Yeah,
but
you're right.
Like, but they're trying to frame all this other stuff that he didn't do to Casey. What's her name?
Cassie.
Oh, and the women. And they're like, look at this monster. He went to Kid Cudi's house and put the dog in the bathroom.
Yeah,
and then slightly burned his Porsche.
No, but they say that. They go through all of that, and they're like, well, this was all. It's all to like set the precedent of control, or this person's like revenge, and they will put it in the chart and say like they had him on the line. This is like to show him how spiteful and like how much revenge he has within his heart.
For example,
well, that's the thing. But as far as monsters go, this is not very monster behavior.
It's a snowball.
You kill the dog.
They're building a case. For example,
if you kill the dog and then shit in the car.
But we already know he beat up a woman on camera. So, I mean, the rest is like, we're just putting a little more clay on.
For example, there's like all kinds of stuff. Like they had the general manager of a hotel where he stays testify that the front desk noted that the guest all quote always spills candle wax on everything and uses excessive amounts of oil. So they're like, you want to talk about inconsequential? He's just like rude to the cleaning staff too. They're just throwing it all out there.
They're putting everything.
They're building this monster. It's just like
he ordered room service, only tipped 5%.
Put it all on there. You gotta make a whole list.
And then the same article. I missed this part. It says next Tuesday, the dog sitter that called Kid Cudi is going to testify too. So maybe she saw something or whatever. I'm interested. I wonder what bottle they used. If it was like, what's the one that Puffy endorses? A Ciroc or something?
Ciroc.
If it was a Ciroc bottle, case fucking closed, right?
Wait, and again, I don't know anything about the sexual assaults and all that stuff, but it does seem like R. Kelly was way more of a monster than P. Diddy, or at least if there was some sort of monster spectrum. R. Kelly would be higher.
I think it's different stuff because you're dealing with underage girls, so you can't even.
It's monster apples to monster oranges.
Yeah, I really think it is. I think like R. Kelly. They're both shitbags.
Awful people.
But I'm saying like I think the R. Kelly thing. The reason it was so easy for all of us to be like, all right, is because I think it was instantly underage people. And with Diddy, I don't know. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I haven't really heard any underage stuff, but I have heard passing women around, using her power to control
again,
people.
That's what Vince McMahon was doing.
No, I understand, but it's still,
But it's like it seems though that the whole society is way more mad and out for Diddy than they were even for R. Kelly, which was a bigger monster.
And I
thought R. Kelly was pretty. I thought people were pretty cut and dry on that one.
But
like that because the outcome, there's no gray area on R. So there's not going to be as much. Of course, there's not going to be as much out or people like. There are people that are like, oh, leave Diddy alone. He's just being an adult.
Well, if you asked society who's worse of a monster, R. Kelly or P. Diddy, I think some people would say P. Diddy.
I think some people would. I would not.
Yeah,
I would not say that.
The trial's
my kids know P. Diddy. They talk about it in school.
Bigger star though. That has
more
less
current.
More current star. I mean, has less to do maybe with even.
They don't even know who he is.
But
they just hear that he's a diddler,
right?
And that's all they know.
And if it was 10 years ago, they would have heard from like South Park the same thing about R. Kelly, like he pees on girls or whatever they were putting out
or
there,
fish sticks,
exactly.
for Kanye.
But we were making fun of that on Dave Chappelle's Chappelle show.
Yeah,
we were all laughing at it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. The P. Diddy scenario was like, oh my God. I'm just wondering why we do this.
The trial's not over yet. Also,
Right?
I'm sure there's a lot of. I'm sure they're saving some big bombshells because, like, the charges are racketeering, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. So, like, at some point, like, they're gonna make a case that he was making women do sex acts against their will to benefit him.
Yeah, they already are. And there's one character that you guys need to look for if you are following this. You
Scarf Toboggan is there. We all know.
No.
He played some Puff
the
Daddy
white
songs.
guy. The white guy in the freak offs.
Okay.
There's like one like rednecky muzzle guy that they keep interviewing, and he's got like a gravelly like rednecky kind of a voice, and he's like, they would pay me to come in there, and I just, they'd baby oil me up, and then Diddy would just, he'd direct me, and I just, I'm just fucking and sucking everything.
Oh, yeah.
It's awesome. It's awesome. That guy is awesome. Like, he is, like, you look at all the pictures of stuff, and it's all, like, all these beautiful black escorts, and, like, and then there's, down in the corner, there's one little bald redneck man.
Like
white redneck man.
White bull that they brought in?
Yeah, they brought in a white bull. Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, I can't find anything right now, but I did find a YouTube video that says I walked in on Diddy tongue kissing a powerful white man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is that part? They're like, oh, mom, that's fine.
I think that's ultimate though. When you have enough money and fame and power to have a party where you can openly kiss a muscly white man, I feel like you've won,
Right.
Have you won?
You could have. You start using your power against people and forcing them to do shit, then you're all fucked up. You want to do a couple voicemails and emails and get out of here?
Yeah, let's just do one.
You want to do one?
Yeah, we've
Oh yeah, I just looked at the clock. All right, let's do this one because I actually think this is a pretty decent voicemail, but I think I know the answer to this.
I was watching a game show, and the prize was a trip to Margaritaville, somewhere near where I live in Florida. If I was on that game show and won that prize, do you think they would offer you something else since it's in the same town where you just came from? Just a thought.
They do not.
No.
I don't think they do.
They probably are like so happy.
They may let you get a reimbursement from the airline tickets
if travel's included. If travel's included.
Yeah. And you may be able to, and the cash amount is never
$200.
Yeah.
Something so low. You'll never be able to purchase anything.
Yeah.
I know Andrea's mom would probably know this, and I think the chat room said what I was going to say. She would say most game shows do offer a cash buyout. Chat room is saying.
Yeah.
I think Kenny's told us that before.
And they want you to take that because it's a fraction of what. But the rest of the shit is like, you've won stand-up jet ski, and it's an old grandma. They give, we make the joke about the Price is Right all the time. It's like they win prizes that don't fit the actual contestant.
Or like the person in a wheelchair, and then she wins like it's like a wind
bicycle, wind surfboard.
Wind surfboard. Another thing I think is weird on those our game shows. I mean, I thought as a kid that as we're sitting right now, like 2025, that our game shows are going to be fucking bananas. I just thought everything was going to be just awesome, digital, amazing, because
they didn't survive really.
They didn't, and everything was looking great. Like I go to Nickelodeon, I'm watching Legends of the Hidden Temple. I'm watching the ones that have like Player One, and it's like you're pretending to be in a a video game, and then
there's like 6 double dares.
And then we get Deal or No Deal, or we get like
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire,
or what was the original one? You were the weakest link.
Oh yeah.
Remember the weekend? You were the weakest link. Goodbye. And then I'm like, it's happening, and then boom, they're all dead.
Well, except for Mr. Beast. And that's kind of where it evolved to. Like, because Mr. Beast, that's how he, really got famous, is doing the Beast games.
But I don't want him. I want his style games without him. I'm not anti him.
Yeah.
I'm kind of, and this isn't even. I'm not trying to be negative at all to him. He's fine, but I want somebody else.
Yeah,
I need something else.
Also, it's not, you started giving away too much where, like, most of the people left with money, and it's like, even if it wasn't like you win or you lose, you leave with nothing. Because I was like,
he wants everybody to go away happy.
Yeah. It was like, we'll give you $10,000.
Showcase showdown. You don't get, everybody doesn't get a fucking showcase.
And then the one that really hurts is when that person would get it within like $100 and they'd win both showcases.
Dude.
That was the shit. And then the other person gets nothing. And this person, like, I get all the prizes and your prize.
Hell yeah.
All right. You want to get out of here?
Let's get out of here.
But the problem is that the bar was set too high by the Running Man. We were promised live human death on TV, and it just never came to be.
It's weird. We have the internet. Why isn't there live, fight to the death?
We are in the same
North Korea or something.
That was exactly what I was thinking of.
Exactly.
And now with YouTube TV, I have a poker channel, 3 poker channels.
2.
I have 2 horse racing channels.
Oh.
I have extra QVCs that I've never had before.
I just want to put it on record that Daniel, for years, told me never cut the that this cord was better than digital TV.
Well, it is more consistent.
And now he likes it better.
No, I'm not saying I like it better. I'm saying
you told us that you said this is way better.
But we'll see how consistent it is. When the feed goes out, I got nothing to go to now, so I'm just like you schlubs. I used to be able to, when the Super Bowl falls out, I'm like, oh, let me go to my cable. There it is. Now I don't have that. I'm just like you guys.
And there used to be something to be said for like having more local stuff. Like I used to love live local radio, like, and then podcasts got really fucking good, so you can make it the switch, you know.
Speaking of which, the Orlando podcast featuring Ross McCoy,
the Orlando Talk Show with me, Ross.
Yeah,
the Orlando podcast Topicus with Ross. I don't think we can do that.
The Orlando Talkcast.
with
Pod
me,
McCoy.
Ross McCoy. We just got the most recent one was with Ricky Reyes, who I will now reveal to you in a stunning revelation. This is the first time this is being announced anywhere. This is breaking news. Ricky will be featuring at the Mo Comedy Jam this year.
Oh, that's a good get,
dude. Wait, you want the whole lineup?
Yeah.
You want the whole lineup?
Don't blow it out. I mean, like, if you're allowed.
October 2nd at the Orlando Funny Bone, the Improv, if you are an old schooler. It's going to be the Mo Comedy Jam hosted by Madison Bakich. We got Ricky featuring and headlining the night. We got very special. We're bringing him in special from Ireland, Sean Finnerty.
Oh, fantastic!
Dude, I'm definitely going to that.
That's going to be good, right? Yeah,
Finnerty's great.
Finnerty's fucking awesome, and so that's going to be a good night. The 2nd of October. Come see me tomorrow at the Bull and Bush. My last time performing at the Bull and Bush. It'll be What Do You Want From Us Live with Larry Fulford and the guests we mentioned earlier. And again, this will be my last show at the Bull and Bush. So if you ever wanted to catch a shit sandwich or see me there, this is your last fucking chance to do it.
Yes, sir.
And
on the Matt Gersting stage.
On the Matt Gersting stage. And then we'll be doing it again at Framework Coffee the next week. But come see this one at the Bull and Bush this Saturday.
Yep.
We hope everybody enjoys our Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah. We got shows.
We have a ACT on Monday, but we're doing our BDM show on Tuesday.
Yep.
Ross will be back on Tuesday to do a BDM show. So we'll see
have
you.
Some stuff to talk about.
And I got this for you. My kid's ejaculating from high school, and
hey, I love these. I love these. Yeah.
That's my last one out of high school, y'all. Check this shit out. I'm done.
Hey, look at that guy.
You want to talk about some urban camping? I'm gonna run away tonight.
He's done. I'll help. I'll bring the pallets.
What's the standard graduation high school gift?
$75,000, I think. Something like that.
No, well, what is it though? Like, because $100.
If you got like a T-shirt or something, my kid would be more than happy. That'd be fine.
They're gonna give him $100, right?
Take Dan's hat or something.
You got to put a hundo, 100%.
Because my mom gave my son $50. I was like, $50 for just getting through 5th grade.
Yeah, I keep Maisie low. Tooth Fairy has $1.
It's better that way.
I'm like, I think you imagine what you have to do to not get through 5th grade, right? Like they want you out of there. They're not gonna hold you back.
Can you get held back?
I think technically you can, but I don't know if anybody does.
No,
it's
like medical marijuana.
Yeah. You'll get in the card. What would you have to do to not get the card?
Just be a bad kid, and you got good kids.
We didn't ask Latte that. Like, what would you have to say to not get the card? I think
I know what it is.
You have to say you're a cop.
I'm gonna sell this to friends.
Even that, I don't know. You were like, I didn't hear what you said. Here we go. right? I don't know.
No one knows. There's no way of knowing.
Anyway, all right. We'll see you on Tuesday.
Bye, guys.